I assume one of them is the Ultra Magnamalo.
Okay.
Oh, Scorned Magnamalo, yeah.
And then is one like a Super Geismagorn, or is it like... Because Lucent Nargacuga, that's coming August, I think, they said?
Yeah, it's first.
Yeah, that's coming in August.
All right, we are live, so we can do the clap. So, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Hunter's Hub. This is your very, very hot, as in temperature hot, host, Fortuan, and joined by co-host Morgue. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. I think it was just a little bit last week, we tried out armadillo eggs. If you guys have never tried it before,
No.
It's literally a jalapeno popper, but instead of it having like breaded and battered, you cover it in like sausage meat, and then you wrap it in bacon, and then you barbecue it. It is just the nicest thing ever.
For once, you've said some weird food, and I'm down. Like, I don't even like bacon that much, but I'm down for that. Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing.
See, for a work potluck, I did basically that. I did cream cheese jalapenos with thick cut bacon. I did one set of bacon, just normal thick cut, and then one set thick cut peppered bacon, because peppered bacon is actually pretty damn good.
If you try it with sausage meat, it just takes it a whole other level. It's fantastic stuff.
That sounds super spicy, and I was
not really.
I think all the heat is really in the seeds,
except for like the seldom jalapenos that you get, where they've retained the heat through the cooking process with the cheese, and you bite into them expecting them to be like all the others, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck.
And also welcome Ace. I want before, how you doing today? Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Doing pretty good. As I said, I was pretty late to getting food, and then showered after I roasted myself with a fire outside, and I don't know, probably like 75-degree weather.
So to explain to the audience why you're going to hear a fan in the audio if I can't edit it out. I'm pretty sure I can, but if you're watching live, you're going to hear a fan, because we heated my room to 128 degrees today for 8 hours as part of like a extermination event. And yeah, it's hot. It's very hot in this room, and it's only been since like 6:15 that the stuff's been off, so I doubt it's dropped below 100 in here. Might be in the 90s. I could be hopeful.
That sounds absolutely scalding hot.
Yeah, when you were away,
I was going to say,
and we were waiting, I was doing this. I've got a cold water, and I was putting it on my forehead, just like, yeah, this is preferable to. I've got 2 waters today. I was going to say,
do we have a nice broiled Fortuan in the room right now?
Yes.
With like a nice glaze going?
Yes. And Blinky is... No, dog. No. Oh, she wants to sit behind me. It's going to be so hot. Yeah.
What you should have someone do is get like a washcloth or a hand towel, cold water, wring it out, leaving it a little bit damp, and then toss it in the freezer for like a couple minutes, and then bring it to you, and then just like right around the neck and stuff.
Only Chauncey's home, and he's not doing that.
Chauncey, if you're in the chat, do it. Help a brother out.
He's not. He's watching anime.
Literally.
He specifically told me he's going to be upstairs watching anime. So
fair enough.
We played a lot of Monster Hunter today, and speaking of which, it's Monster Hunter week, and we are going to be talking all about Sunbreak and kind of giving our kind of pseudo review of it. Morgue, you've been playing quite a bit, for what your time allows, and
like maybe a few hours a day, and like maybe like once a week. So yeah, it's not been too bad. I got as far as I beat Aurora Somnicamp. So yeah, I'm probably going to be helping out, what's his name, the Arena Master. I think his name is Arlo?
Yes,
Arlo. I'm going to be taking on I'm going to be taking on my first Magnamalo master rank, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what new tricks he's got in his sleeve. I heard that he's got like the big flicky wizard tail thing, but he does it twice in a row. I heard that he has that, so yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the girls have been playing Monster Hunter some, and we have gotten to Magnamalo Urgent for my older daughter, and she can't beat it on her own. She gets very frustrated. So but in the spirit of Kung Fu Panda, we have started calling it Purple Stripey Baby because it's a tiger. So we have Purple Stripey Baby, and we have Super Purple Stripey Baby. Is what Chance and I started calling the new one. Ace, how far have you gotten? By the way, listeners, watchers, everyone, massive spoilers today if you haven't finished Sunbreak. Like, massive spoilers. So.
Yeah, we're going to be covering everything, including stuff that I haven't even done or seen yet. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you want to avoid spoilers, I have no problem looking at my Christmas presents in July. Yeah. Tune out, please. Come back after you finished everything, and then you're willing to, willing to embrace the wonders of Sunbreak Endgame.
I was fairly spoiler free, except that I watched all the trailers, so I was not spoiler free. There were story elements I didn't know, but I think literally every single monster was in trailers except for the Master Rank 50 Urgent. That is it. And it's not even that big of a surprise.
I'm really curious to know which one that one is, what the MR50 monster is. Because I'm not quite sure what it is.
Well, I mean, Guys Magorm technically wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah, he was. You saw his arm.
Just like the arm.
But
but that's not the full monster.
No, it's not. But to not expect a final boss that isn't the flagship monster, and you've played Monster Hunter, I don't know how to help you, because like this has happened for literally every game.
Yeah, the flagship has never been the final boss. Usually, the flagship is like kind of like the sample
herring.
Taster.
He's the red herring.
And then it's kind of like the scene in Phantom Menace when they're getting chased by the fish, and then like all of a sudden a bigger fish comes in and then eats that, and then there's another one that comes in and eats that one that's like infinitely bigger.
Yep,
that's Monster Hunter in a nutshell. Yeah.
See, I like that metaphor, but I like the one from the SpongeBob movie even better.
Where that one, yeah.
The
angler with the hamburger, yeah.
The giant like eel just comes and it's like curved. Yeah, it's like the fake grandma tongue that's giving out ice cream at an ice cream stand and a pile of bones, and then it starts chasing them.
I have not
seen
this
it jumps
movie.
off a cliff. The SpongeBob movie, the one from like 2005 or 2006 or whatever.
No,
the one with David Hasselhoff in it.
I've never seen a SpongeBob movie.
And he puts them in the burger car in between his pecs, and like turbo shoots them like a missile into the water.
Nope.
That movie is a phenomenal film. You have to watch it.
Babies will be chased in their burger car.
I will eventually watch it. It will happen, but.
They get chased in their burger car by an anglerfish, and it almost gets them, but they trick it and it jumps off a cliff, and then a giant like eel monster comes and gets it, or actually it gets the car, but they both jump out, and then like a giant eel just gets it, and it's like curving over the cliffside for like a good 15 seconds, and then when it finishes, that's where you get the surprise Patrick meme from the.
Okay, yeah. I've seen the meme. Yeah. Okay.
But you haven't seen the movie.
No.
What? How?
What's the name of the hitman yeah, but what's the name of the hitman that is sent to try and get? That's his name. Yeah, Dennis. I like how like his signature move for like ending people's lives is like stepping on them with a really spiky boot. So obviously you know that Plankton sent him because he can't. I don't think that Plankton could ever think of like a more evil way of killing somebody than to step on them because it happens to him all the time in the series. He's constantly getting smushed under somebody's foot. It is so funny. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite parts from that movie is when he sort of puts SpongeBob and Patrick in their places and rips the seaweed off their faces because
yeah.
Mermaid gives them seaweed and makes them think that they have mustaches so that they're manly.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
It's
Dennis
like
rips
I've
him
now
off and
turned
he's
you
like,
into man.
"That's not a mustache." He pulls down his bandana and he's like, and a mustache just explodes off his face.
I love it. Yeah, this is what a real mustache looks like. I love that. It's so funny. They were fake? Of course they were fake. Oh, that movie is great.
Yep. I'll watch it.
You need to see it.
So again, we're going to be talking about Monster Hunter. Massive spoilers. Ace, I know you are just before the MR70 monster, right?
Yeah, I'm Master Rank 56 currently.
Okay. So, do you want to know what that is, or do we want to avoid saying it?
Tell us what it is. Tell us what it is.
I guess.
Okay. So, there are only 2 monsters post 50. So, 50 is, I'll tell you more. 50 is the Furious Rajan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we knew. Yeah, I figured that was going to be one of them.
Yeah. 70 is...
Oh, wait, wasn't he in the trailer?
He was not. He was the only thing that wasn't in a trailer.
Really? Because I thought he was in the Shigar Magal trailer.
He might have been. I don't remember that one as well because it was the last one before release.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one.
I heard it being like that it was going to be a DLC though.
No.
I remember specifically in the Shagmag trailer. Yeah, there like immediately after you see like the footage of like Shigar Magal like with his like big purple breath laser that he gets the one he's like on his hind legs or whatever, and he does the Cantor sweep, and then Furious Rajan comes in, and it's like there's like a sequence from like his intro video or whatever, and then he has his iconic Iceborne. Pound the ground, send a shockwave, electricity lines, running through and everything like that. Yeah, he was in that one.
Okay,
and that
so there was literally no monster that wasn't spoiled from trailers then, which is
wow.
So that is outside of the end boss, which we only saw a glimpse of him, but that's fine. But yeah, the end boss is the only thing that wasn't directly shown and we didn't know about already. I will say that and I'm actually fairly disappointed about the amount of monsters we got in this game. Because we called massive expansion, right? You know how many monsters Iceborne added in a massive expansion?
Like double of what the base game had?
Essentially, about 30 monsters. Yeah. And we got about 15. We got about half. And
I was kind of worried there. I thought you were just going to say like 7 or 10 or something like that, but 15.
No, it's not
the worst
terrible.
I've seen.
Let me say this right out the gate. I love Sunbreak. It is amazing, and I love a lot of the new monsters. And I'm really happy that we got some returning monsters. I will say, and I always say this: Monster Hunter runs on monsters. The economy, the player economy, the in-game economy. So when you have less monsters than I expect, it kind of hurts it in my eyes a little bit. And I felt like 20 would have been a good mark, and I don't think they hit 20. That said, there is my list of shame, which has now increased. And my list of shame, let's review for listeners. And I say list of shame as in monsters that should be in the game, that are entirely teased and have ecological reasons for being in the game, and are not in the game. So, I like to call the list of shame Bulldrome. We have Bullfango. No Bulldrome. That doesn't make sense.
Oh, you're right.
No Grevious.
Velocidrome, isn't it? Yep, no Grevious, no Velocidrome.
Well, yeah.
Did you see my troll posting?
Yes.
from last night.
What did you post?
We've got a Grevious skull on the
Oh,
back
you're
of Shogun
right.
So
Scimitar.
here's the thing.
Yes.
This is all from Base Rise, okay? That I'm listing right now. Base Rise should have had Grevious. Sunbreak added a second teaser because, and I say a teaser because we have Basarius. Basarius are young to Grevious. So, like, it doesn't make sense to not have the adult, in my eyes. Then, we have Grevious skulls on the back of Shogun Scimitar. That's... I hate that. I hate that. There should be Grevious in the area if they're picking up Grevious skulls. Zamtrios.
Maybe it'll come in as DLC.
Where's Zamtrios?
I'm hoping. Capcom, please add
Oh,
Grevious.
yeah.
You have all this material to work with, and you've been giving us all these little hints and just do it.
So Zamtrios is another one. We have Zamites. We don't have Zamtrios. Don't make sense. Agnactor. We have Uraktar. No Agnactor.
Yeah.
I kind of see what happened with Magmadron, but not super excited because they could do both. They could always do both.
They definitely could. And I mean, like, do we even have a monster that has like a magma armor mechanic attached to it? Because I know that Leviathan was kind of like the stand-in for Agnactor in World. So I mean, like, could they not add Agnactor into this game? Maybe
They could.
Or is he going to have like the Legiacrus problem, like with the belly and everything?
He didn't. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to have the Legiacrus problems because we have Somnicamp, and Somnicamp is very much a long Leviathan. That does drag its belly on the ground from time to time. In fact, as you saw, Aurora Somnicamp does that more. A lot more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of her attacks tend to have her sliding around all over the place, so yeah. I'm surprised.
Great Joggy. We've not seen Great Joggy since the 3rd generation. Tetsukabra. Because the baby Tetsukabra in the guild hall.
Yep.
And then Great Jagras because we have Jagras, but no alpha, I guess. It's very weird when they establish these ecologies and then they just leave the alpha behind.
Oh, okay. I think I know the reason why we're not allowed to hunt Tetsukabra. Master Hojo loves them way too much. They're not on the list of monsters you can hunt.
But we'd find them in the area? You should.
They'd be prohibited. He wouldn't allow it. He loves them way too much. He's got a pet. It's a no-go. Can't do it.
All right.
You're also forgetting one of the new ones. Unless if you were getting to those
I'm not
next.
to Sunbreak yet. Yeah, I'm not. There's 2 Sunbreak ones. Then there's another one that I just remembered, Lunastra. Because you don't. If you have a male only, you should have a female only. Now, granted, the reason why Mitsune only shows up as male is because they're the only huntable one. So I guess they could say Lunastra is not huntable, but we know she is. She appears. So there we go. Now Sunbreak added 2 more. Monoblos, because Hermitar has a Monoblos skull.
Oh my god. Yes. We need a Monoblos in this game. I mean, we have Diablos, but you know what? You can make Monoblos completely different.
They existed side by side since Generation 1. There's not a reason not to have them again. Now we have Velocidrome is now riddled to the same fate as Great Jagras. I still want the Velocidrome that Farcasters do, though.
One more.
Okay, what's
We're gonna do one more.
What's the one more? I don't know this one.
We got the jungle. And we got the Vespoids. Vespoid Queen.
We need Vespoid Queen in this game.
Here's the thing.
Oh my
the
god,
Vespoid
you're right.
Queen existed one time. I don't think that's coming back. She was only in Freedom Unite. I know, I want it too. I'm just saying, I'm not adding it on the list because, well, we've had Vespoids without queens pretty much every game except for Freedom Unite. And then there's and I have one separate one, and I call this Egregious, the Egregious one.
Okay.
Optonoth. There's no Optonoth in Rise. There's no Optonoth in Sunbreak.
Oh,
We know they live in the
right.
jungle. We know they do. Like,
what about Apsaros? Do we have Apsaros
we have
in this game?
Apsaros.
Yeah.
We do.
In the desert,
Yeah, in the desert.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we do.
sandy plains, but
Yeah.
desert.
No Optonoth. And it's like, to me, it's the flagship herbivore of the series. Like, if you want to talk about the small monster flagship, it's not Kelby, it's Optonoth. Like,
and it's also been in like the Gen 1 and Gen 3 openers before like the title of the game even comes up for the game. So I mean, like,
yeah, the very first, if you ever watch a trailer of Monster Hunter 1, the very first thing you're introduced into the whole series is Optonoth.
yeah,
That is the very first thing you will see from Monster Hunter. And they were integral throughout the series for a long time. And then there's this Rise, they're just gone. I will say though, with the Lost Monsters and what I don't call the roster disappointing. Like, don't mistake that. I'm not going to say it's disappointing. I just wanted more, and probably specifically the list of things we didn't get. So, that said, those are my only complaints with this game.
2 more, you say?
2 more. Go ahead.
2 more.
What are they?
Because some people have also pointed out that there are references to Burna from Generations. We're also missing 2 of the Fated 4 in Gammoth and
yeah, but there's
Lavinus.
There are references to Kokoto, Berna, and a couple of other villages.
Valhaber.
Yeah, there are references to those, but I wouldn't consider that missing out monsters because of the Fated 4. If you think, the Fated 4 represent different generations of the games, right? And the Generation 1 representation is Ostelos, and the Generation 3 representation is Mitsune. So when we have a lot of Gen 1 and Gen 3 stuff, that makes sense. We don't have a decent mountain for the Frost Islands.
Yeah, that doesn't really that's not really a good habitat for a Gammoth to be in, just being surrounded by water everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we had like a snowy mountain map, that was
now, I will say the Citadel is very suitable for Gammoth.
Tidal Najarala. As much as I hate those homing water shots, bam, Tidal Najarala.
Tidal Najarala really would make the Frost Islands a really good home.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
No, but they aren't directly referenced. All the stuff I've been talking about have been directly referenced.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm gonna go into History Channel levels of speculation of stuff that we missed. Because we've got Popo. Where's Popodrome? Again. Gammoth. Where is the Popodrome?
Oh, so by that logic, where's Kelbydrome?
Where's Kieran if we get Furious Rajang and regular Rajang?
I still do not accept that ecology.
Let's get into the ancient aliens territory.
I do not accept that.
There. They retconned it for you, Fortuan. Instead of him eating a Kieran horn, he gets struck by lightning. There you go.
Or maybe they just make it so that, all the Rajang in the area just ended up just killing all the Kieran off, so that's why we just don't have any Kieran. Yeah, there you go.
No.
Everybody's happy now.
No, I'm not.
Or I should say, everybody's unhappy.
Kieran's my second favorite monster. Third, sorry. I can't abide by this.
But hey, with the new monsters that we got in the game, we also got a reference to one of your favorite games, Rampage. Because we got the wolf versus the gorilla.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
With Garrett Golem.
I do like Rampage, yeah.
Lunastra.
So that being said, we're still on the monster talk. Let's run down sort of like the monsters, returning monsters. We can talk about like G rank versions of monsters we already had in Rise. I think that's cool, but I think I want to focus on the new monsters to begin with. So let's start off right in the beginning. Diamo Hermitar. How do you guys feel about the new Diamo Hermitar?
I'm really glad that they bumped it up with its new move sets, and that way it's a little lot more mobile than it ever was before, and it's actually it's a little bit faster, but it's not too much that you can't like keep in tow with it. It's actually a pretty good fight. I actually enjoy it.
The thing that surprised me is a guard counter. They gave it a guard counter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It reminds me a lot of the escalation from low rank to high rank from 4 Ultimate, because if I remember correctly, wasn't Daimyo Hermitar the high rank quest monster for 4 Ultimate? And I remember back in the day, a lot of people complaining about it being super hard for them.
Yeah,
it is legit hard. Actually, it's actually a pretty hard monster. Really good a really good entry point for master rank.
So it reminded me a lot of that with its guard counter and its little hop up corkscrew claw jab into the ground. It definitely caught me off guard a few times with the speed of its underground swoop attack, where it then like pins you and then like pincers you before shooting you out into the ground with
where it literally starts picking you apart. Yeah.
That was in Generations. Yeah, like that's actually not new. That's in Generations. That's his pin.
Yeah. It is a really good pin though.
But it's good.
I like that. Yeah, he picks you apart and then he's like, "Ew, you taste awful," and he just spits you out.
What is this, metal? Because of the armor.
Yeah, it tastes like bitch in here.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah, he does have a mean hook. Like, yeah, when he comes at you with his claw hand, and it's always the opposite of like what he's leading with, and he just kind of suckers you in with his other claw, and he jumps on you too. That's a good move. I like that new move.
Yeah, and then going right from him into Shogun Sienitar. Not Shogun. Shogun Sienitar? Yeah, Shogun Sienitar. I'm sorry, I was confusing myself because it also includes moves from Rustraiser Sienitar. So that's why I was kind of going haywire, because I was like, wait, am I saying Rustraiser or Shogun? Shogun is the base one.
Yeah.
Because it boggled me at first, because it does that sharpen move and then comes at you.
Yeah. Oh, when he does the ching 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 and he jumps on you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was in G rank Shogun Sienitar from Generations Ultimate. I do remember that move being a part of his moveset, and it is a good move. And I like that they kept the bleed from Generations Ultimate as well.
Yeah.
I like that quite a lot, actually. And
I'm surprised they didn't give the bleed to Nargacuga. Like, I'm really surprised.
Yeah.
I think that was probably because it was not a mechanic that they wanted to introduce yet into the base game, so...
But they could have
added it. It doesn't even
get
it in Master Rank,
right,
does it?
It doesn't get a Master Rank bleed, and I thought that would happen because we got that in Iceborne, right?
Yeah, with the quills and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. And I remembered, what was it? Silverwind Nargacuga has a lot of bleed on it, but yeah, I don't know. But
well, we're gonna get Lucent now. Lucent's the August DLC or content patch, whatever you want to call it. Free content.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy it.
Yeah, isn't that great? No,
it is.
No microtransactions.
It is great. It's amazing. And I love that about Monster Hunter. Most of the content that is playable is free, and you just buy the cosmetics, which I only ever bought cosmetics in World. I don't know, I've never bought cosmetics since. Although I did buy Amiibo because I like collecting specifically just Monster Hunter stuff. So we went in to look for Monster Hunter Amiibo because Chance was wanting some. He wanted to see if by chance they had a Malzeno. and they don't, of course. So, but they had Palamutes, Palicos, and they had Raisewing Ratha, and they had Navarro. Not Navarro. The girl cat.
Yeah, Naviru?
No. Navarro.
Or are you talking about the one with the purple?
Tsukino.
Sukino.
Yeah, Tsukino.
Yes, I got Sukino, Raisewing, and the Palico and Palamute amiibos.
It's funny you mentioned that. Because as I mentioned before, I went into GameStop and canceled a pre-order. They had an extra collector's edition for Sunbreak, and I had that little tiny spark hit of like, should I just surprise pick this up and be like, hey Fort, another giveaway for the channel? Out of nowhere, but
why not?
I was like, no, that would have been way too.
You do surprise me with random.
Oh.
You do surprise me with random giveaways sometimes. I'm like, oh okay, whoa, okay, what? 3 days before, okay.
Oh, that's why. That's one of the reasons why I was like, no, it's literally the day of. That would be like.
I wouldn't have been
that
able
would
to.
be way too late notice.
I wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. I only had my phone. Like, I didn't have access until my computer until like 20 minutes before you guys hopped on. Like, I had to rehook up everything, make sure everything worked fine. Like, yeah, it's good. Everything's good. I was really worried I was going to destroy the computer heating up to almost 140 degrees, but we're safe.
But yeah, and that comes with the Malzeno, and then as we know, the Palico and Palamute, those are just out in the wind wherever.
Yeah, I got it. I never had any, so I just picked them up. So I said when I got a crap ton, it was only 4, but it still cost like $80 to get them all.
I will say, if Chance is willing, you guys should really take a look into Hobby Genki. They're a Japanese, I believe, Japanese-based seller.
I'll tell them.
And I ordered my Rocknia Kadaki plush through them, and the only real change that I had to do was the shipping, because
our friend
their shipping.
Our friend was telling us because there's a Diablos plush and a Camellias plush through that store as well. Yeah, he was literally telling us about this 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah, and the only thing that I had to change was the shipping, because the Japanese post or whichever shipping that was paused because of COVID. So I had to change it to like FedEx, and it was only like $10 more. So all around, I paid like $30-40 for it.
I had trouble on ordering something from the UK this week, so it wouldn't take my card. Like, they're just like denied, won't do it. So
PayPal.
I tried Google. They only had Google Pay allowed. So it was only like credit card or Google Pay. Tried through Google Pay, also denied through Google Pay. So I was like, how do I do this? So then I looked up Amazon. And Amazon had for sale through the store I couldn't get it through. So, like, they're the supplier and seller. And I bought it through Amazon, which allowed it. And I was like,
wow.
And that
But yeah,
is my Cyborg.
Shout out to.
Go ahead.
Shout out to Hobby Genki. Like, I would definitely recommend giving them a try.
Okay.
I mean, recently I did see another seller on eBay.
But
and they have a bunch. Yeah, I think it might be the specific store, because it looks like it's specifically like one of the Capcom stores, because they have like pictures of each and every plush, and I'm like, I can't imagine that they would like allow an individual person to be in there for that long that they could take all those pictures sequentially.
Okay.
But that, I think, is like upcharged to like $40-50 a plush, plus like shipping and handling, I think.
That's what they were originally, honestly.
That's a pretty penny.
Yeah.
So what I ordered is the Cyborg Keyboard. Have you guys seen this? The Azeron Cyborg?
No, I actually haven't got a chance to see it.
So it's a keyboard, right? And you stick your hand in it like this because it looks like a glove up like this.
Oh, one of those, yeah.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
There's keys here, 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 and there's a joystick on the side. So you put your, it's like a like an upstretched like hand, and you put your hand in it, and you press the keys that are the different digits, and so you can do a keyboard. Now I love my keyboard. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's amazing.
Oh, that's an epic keyboard.
But it's not synthesizing right now. Oh no.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say.
It used to synthesize when you guys talk. It'll do a synthesizer, like it actually synthesizes with what the audio is coming through in the computer. But I guess I turned that feature off on accident. But I love this keyboard. But I'm going to use it in tandem with this because for games like Doom Eternal, where there's just too many keys for my left hand to understand, I can get more used to something like that. It also has a joystick, so I don't have to press WASD. So it is a fully keyboard for gaming. So I got it, and it's coming like in a month. Like it's going to take a while because it is shipping from the UK. So yeah, but I did get a notice that it has shipped. It's just
nice.
That's epic.
So that's what I got. So back to Shogun Sienitar. So where we left off on that. I do enjoy that the bleed mechanic is very different now. If you guys notice, like it's a lot more forgiving.
It's convenient.
Yeah,
it is. You can just crouch for a little bit and then just boom, and then you're recovered from it.
It's like a second instead of like 10 seconds or whatever it used to be. Like it's
oh god,
it's so much easier.
Where like you're frantically running for your life from Seregios, and Seregios is just like frothing at the mouth, trying to whip at you and kill you.
Yeah, I
while
mean,
you're like, no, please, I'm bleeding. Just let me get away.
I will say.
Oh my god.
Now, you guys haven't done Ace, you haven't done a ton of Afflicted monsters. Morgue, you haven't been able to do any yet.
No, but I know about them. They're going to be fun.
So, Afflicted, we'll get into this later, but I'll just say this. Shogun Sienitar Afflicted is faster. So, keep that in mind.
He's already insanely fast. Holy shit, he's fast.
Every Afflicted monster is faster. So...
Yeah, I mean, I did a couple more last night too. After you guys got off,
Johnson and I are farming Afflicted. He has over 60 Afflicted claws he has to get. I have like in the 40s of every material because we're building every tree. So he's building every light bowgun to the end, right? I'm building every greatsword to the end, and I also picked up lance. So I'm building the lances that I want until the end. So they all require Afflicted parts. So I'll have like a bunch of rarity. I already have a bunch of rarity 10 greatswords. I think I have over 23. So
yeah.
I think I'm probably just gonna stick with like hammer and gun lance because those are my two favorite styles of play.
So
yeah.
So I get you, Morgue, because like I was staying in my lane on greatsword for a long time. We'll get into the switch skills and stuff. I know that's where your passion is, Morgue. Build switch skills.
Oh, it is.
We'll get there. Don't worry. We won't leave you out.
I'm excited.
So Shogun Sienitar has the same 3 shells he used to have. Grevious skull. He has a seashell, which is a conch. And he has what looks like a just a generic wyvern skull. You could mistake it for Rathalos or Rathian. I'd say they're a little bit too smooth for that, but some people call them those. They're just like a generic skull for some
precursor
reptilian.
Wyverns.
Yeah, they don't.
Oh my god.
They don't look like anything. So, next I would probably say is Aurora Somnicamp. How do you guys? So you don't like it?
That hunt is so rough.
It is rough.
Like I maxed out my armor as far as I could, and like it still was able to like 2-hit KO me with some of its attacks, and it's got some really weird attacks that like it moves so freaking fast that I wasn't even able to see it because it repositions and then it comes in and then just nails me, and then like it'll slam and do like a big ice radius blast or whatever, and it hurts a lot.
It does.
But when it's like circling around you and then it like aims like this big like progressive, like it does like the siren shriek or whatever, and then it's like boom, 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 I can avoid that easily. It's no big deal. But when it spins around and then it comes at you from a weird angle and it's like literally jumps on you and blows things up, I've carded to that I think twice, but I haven't failed any missions so far. Like I've cleared everything that I've
we have failed
against,
missions. There was we failed.
Really?
So, oh yeah, Chance and I have, and we failed. Well, you were with one we failed last night, Ace.
With Aurora?
Huh.
No, not with Aurora. No, I'm not talking with Aurora. I'm saying in general we have failed missions.
I mean, yeah, that's understandable, especially with the anomalies. But I was thinking Aurora Somnicamp. For me, it's a lot less frustrating than normal Somnicamp because I'm not always getting caught up in like
Sleep?
little puffs of sleep, so I can just keep on attacking. And plus, with the way I've started playing with Hunting Horn, I am probably breaking parts, staggering, and KOing like.
Its head is closer to the ground
least
much more than the other one. That's true.
Yeah, I would say I'm probably within 30 to 45 seconds each time, sometimes up to a minute and a half between part breaks, staggering, and knockouts and stuff.
They made it harder to hit the side fins, which were already hard. The hand fins are very hard to break, and that becomes especially prevalent when you get to afflicted monsters. Again, we'll talk about this in more detail later, but especially because afflicted parts can be things that aren't breakable. So like you'll get afflicted back legs, and those are super hard. You thought the front legs were hard to hit. The back legs on a Somnicamp are super hard to hit. So
yeah, I've noticed that the head, I could break that thing in like 20 seconds the minute that I run into the monster if I'm using Courage style Blue Hammer. But like, yeah, I couldn't break the claws for the life of me when I was fighting that thing, and I was going at them as hard as I could. But like, I think I killed it before I could even break one. And like, I broke the tail, I broke the head, I broke the back, I think. But yeah, like, yeah, those legs, they're almost indestructible. I don't know what to do.
I can get them
for me.
occasionally.
For me, it's definitely
sword.
easier.
Yeah.
Because like as you guys saw a little bit last night, I have my hunting horn set pretty optimized to like within 15 to 20 seconds of encountering a monster. If I'm on points, I have it KO'd.
Yeah. And you have
the snoot booper that goes doodle doot.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I've got the doot jewel, I think it is, or whatever jewel they have it.
It's literally called the doot jewel.
That's actually what it's called.
It's actually
the doot
called
jewel.
Yeah, it's a rampage jewel.
Hold on.
It's actually called.
Oh my god.
I think it's called Doot Master. I think maybe.
Are you?
Like, definitely Doot something.
Hilarious.
It's
my god.
It's a rampage jewel.
Doot range jewel. The explosive sound of this, or actually, increases the performance's range of effect once it is activated.
Yep. There you go, Doot range.
That is awesome.
So yeah, right now on my set, I mean, I've got 757 defense. I've got full defense boost, critical, mind's eye, slugger, evade extender, part break, flinch free, all level 3, max might 2, good luck 2 because I want more or better materials and rewards, and then chain crit 2.
There you go.
So
Chain crit's actually pretty good in this game, even though like it doesn't really have anything to do with critical hits or affinity. What is it? I think it's like physical raw and your element go up.
Yeah. I think
So yeah, they completely changed it. But I mean, like, I think it's for the better because honestly, crit meta is already broken enough as it is, and I want more reasons for people to use elements other than Electron. Thank you.
I play an elemental greatsword, Morgue. We'll get there. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because my switch skill on my hunting horn, the one that I changed to for the one use of the not Kinsect, the bug, wire bug. Every time you hit it, it leaves a little after effect that then pops. So like when I go into the horns,
Yeah, it's the resonating
and
hits.
since I have Mind's Eye, nothing is deflected, so it's all doing like base damage. So
yeah,
there's often like 20s and 30s and 40s just popping off.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's a pretty nice after effect.
So Aurora, I actually really enjoy Aurora, but it is tough. It is it is more tough than original Somnicamp. I agree with Morgue on this.
Yeah.
I think so. Johnson and I have been. It's my next target for crown hunting because I have already crown hunted. We skipped one, but we'll get back to it. I've already skipped. I've already crown hunted both Diamo, Hermitar, and Blood Orange.
Ooh! Oh, you've already crown hunted Bob.
Yeah. So he's they're done. They were done with under 10. Hermitar was done in 3. And that's most people's cases because Hermitar, if you do the Dango quest that has 2 of them, most people have gotten the small and the large crown in the same quest. Like,
maybe that's actually what it was designed to do. Maybe I don't know, like where it like spawns a large one and a small one.
I think they, in contrast to Rise, I think they tweaked the doubles quest for Master Rank so that your odds of getting a crown one way or another is significantly higher. Because
maybe
it's
kind of like
on
significantly
several
higher
doubles I've had crown alerts for monsters that I've already crowned.
Is a misnomer because there was a 0 chance in Rise. It wasn't possible in Rise.
Well, what was it like in the that one DLC quest that you can do where it was the 3 Acnosoms? I think they guaranteed that you were going to get like a very, very small Acnosom and a very, very large one. So I think you were going to get a gold crown in those either way.
That was very much post me crowning the game. But yes. Crowning them at least.
Yeah, I think they might have applied that into the doubles missions where you're fighting 2 of the same monster.
Yeah.
That might be the case.
Not all of them though. There's several doubles that I've done that aren't guaranteed crowns.
It's too bad they couldn't have implemented that and saved your sanity from the
Boggies?
Great Baggy Chronicles.
Yeah. Baggy. I actually have to call them Baggies now because we have Boggies, which are the goblin.
Yes, the Gremlins. I like to call them that.
Oh, there's another implied, because usually the Raptors always have their own leader.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
A great boggy would be cool.
I'd like to see a great boggy, but I don't. That one's a little more vague. We haven't had it before.
We'll just think of like, almost like, what was it? Great Macau.
Yeah.
Except instead of jumping at you with its legs, it's jumping at you and holding a barrel bomb and hits you with that.
Oh my god.
And it's like a really fat stomach to match with like goblins and
because there's all those like
let's make it a red cap then,
there's all those hidden treasure chests in the Citadel. It just throws a chest of coins at you that hurts really bad.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. And the more that it like attacks you with that, then like the more zenny you can and you can like literally pick them up as shinies where it's like 1,000 zenny here, 1,000 zenny there. That would be probably the best money farming strat anybody could ever come up with, is just going around wyvern riding and then just beating the shit out of him with like a golden wire bug. Oh my god, he'd drop like 6 shinies and you could get like 10,000 gold each. That'd be so good.
He just acts like a Kuroyaki with a treasure chest. That's all.
Oh yes, That'd be so good.
So we have, so Aurora. I actually really like Aurora. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but I like the ice element. They added a lot to the fight, making it ice over sleep. So back a little bit to Blood Orange. How do you guys feel about Blood Orange, Bishaten?
I think he's fun. Definitely catches me a lot more with some of the moves that it does.
His intro cutscene. So Chance and I have been playing a lot together, and we watched it together. And he was like, "Oh my gosh, he's a terrorist," because he was just like, he just blew up the other Bishaten, and he's like, "Ha ha ha."
Maybe he's an agent for the IRA, except he uses pine cones. I don't know, or maybe he's like the if Basil Geese have a royal house or whatever, he'd be like their court jester.
Yeah, he is a goofy monster. Like Bishaten was goofy, but they took the goofiness and upped it for Bob, as Morgue calls him.
He's just a punk kid with poppers.
Yeah.
Just psh, 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 psh.
He's a fun fight. I don't think anything has really changed other than instead of throwing fruits, he throws explosive pine cones. He does have the new move. Instead of throwing out all the fruit at once and you got to dodge it, he throws out all the pine cones and spins through it. So you're just like, don't get in the pine cones. Just don't do it.
I like some of his moves where he'll actually take them and then he'll slam them on the ground and then like send a wave of explosions at you, or like the one where he like has them spinning like dreidels and then they come like they go wide and then they come in around you.
Yeah,
I like that move.
Yeah, it's a good one. So moving on from there, another new one we had was Magmadron, which is the lava Almadron. How do you guys feel about this? Because I have fought this one a lot. This is already crowned for me. I have already got this one crowned as well.
More RGB on my monsters, please.
Yeah, this one was a good one. I like this one because, like, the fact that he creates platforms and then he can like superheat them and then they explode. That's really awesome. I like that a lot. And
I do like that.
I like that he kind of does like the Uragan thing where like he'll create like big rocks or whatever and then they blow up as well. Yeah. That's pretty cool. The fact that he also glows when he comes out of the magma too.
So far, that's what I was talking about with my RGB comments. More glowy bits on my monsters, please.
Gotcha.
Just like with him, like with Namiel.
Yeah.
Give me more bioluminescence and molten and glowing on my monsters, please.
No, he's a really visually distinctive monster. He's actually significantly smaller on average than normal Magmadron. If you guys notice, look at the size.
For sure.
So I already have the normal Magmadron crowned, of course, right? So when I crowned Magmadron, I was comparing them because they're right beside each other on the Hunter's Notes, and I was like, a large crown Magmatron is barely larger than a small crown Almadron.
That's a significant difference in size.
Yeah, it's very... They overlap, but it's not by much. Like it's in comparison a much smaller monster, which was surprising to me. That being said, a small Almadron still is huge for normal monsters. So when you get a large Magmadron, it looks pretty big. So there's that. So Magmadron, I think I enjoy. I don't have any complaints about him. Even if, supposedly he replaced Ignactor to some people. I don't think he did. I think it's an entirely different kind of fight. Ignactor, they have some similar-ish moves, but not a lot. You're not dealing with a lot of beams. You're not dealing with a lot of direct fire, stuff as you're just dodging lava. It's a different...
You're not breaking through magma armor.
Right, yeah.
There's a big clear difference between the two.
Yeah. So back up a little bit on the difficulty scale. Garrett Golem, the first of the lords. How do we feel about Rock Monkey?
Okay, I'm gonna put it on the table here. Okay, so if Dr. Frankenstein got his hands on Harambe's corpse, and then he decided to add avatars like, like full abilities of like being able to bend fire and water, like that straight up is Garrett Golem right there in a nutshell. Like he's the earthbender, he's the firebender, he's the waterbender. I like the fact that like after you break his face. And like I think you're at like his end phase or whatever, and he like starts charging up his arms. He can also charge up his head, and then he gets the nuts and bolts like Frankenstein's monsters on the sides of his head. That is so cool. I like that they made that reference. It's just man, and his armor is sick.
It is
Charge Master.
Charge Master.
Charge Master. So good.
When we get to this is why I'm more of an elemental greatsword now, is because of Charge Master.
Yes.
I was introduced to Charge Master through beat Garrett Golem, and I was like, let me look at the armor. Oh, that looks sick. Oh wait, what is Charge Master? Read skill. Okay, I now have a must-have on all of my greatsword sets. There we go.
Yeah. The fact that now, all element and status weapons, like specifically hammer and greatsword in particular, the fact that they get boosted element and status whenever you're using charge attacks, that is a recipe for just such mayhem, especially.
So my normal skills, right? Guess what I paired it with, Morgue?
Oh, what did you pair it with?
Foray.
Oh my god. I need that. I need to fight Espinasse so I can get Foray on my set, because right now I'm running Paralysis Hammer through my playthrough, and it is phenomenal. I love the double hammer. Playing Jail Hammer, and that's the style of play that it's actually called, just being able to cheese a monster by paralyzing it and then KOing it and then paralyzing it in this the sequence of just keeping the monster pinned down is...
Yeah,
it's very nice. I love it.
That's Garrett Golem. I think is my favorite monkey monster ever. We don't have a lot to pick from, right? Between we've got Kingalala, Blangonga, Rajong, Kechawacha, and this. That's it.
Yeah, we only have 5. Yeah, you can count them all on your hand. We need more monkeys.
He's my favorite. He's outright my favorite. I love the fact that dual elements gets me every time. Namiele, I love Namiele. Lightning and water, awesome. Fire and water, okay. My only complaint is I want dual element weapons because of that. I really want to see dual element weapons be a thing where it's like you get like a split. It's a lower, so you would, let's say you had on a weapon of that caliber, you'd normally have let's say 40 fire, right? So let's say 20 fire, 20 water. I'd love to see something like that.
Yeah, if they made it so...
Espinasse, I want a triple element.
Yes, I want the poison, paralysis, and fire. Yes.
Yes.
That would be so sick. Maybe what they could do,
as far as I can tell, there aren't even 2.
No, it's just fire. It's a fire weapon.
What they could have done for Garrett Golem was made it so that it was awakened elements, kind of like in older games. I think 3. I think the third generation of games introduced elemental awakenings and stuff like that. So what they could do is they could have made it so that Garrett Golem had the dual elements. And then they could have applied that as awakened elements that you could have if you had the skill for being able to bring those elements out.
Right.
That would have been really cool.
So you could have done this. You could have done starts as water, awaken to fire, awaken second level to blast, because he also does blast for Garrett Golem.
Yeah. Or have it so that he does no elements right off the no elements on the weapons right off the bat, and then you could awaken it so that way it could do fire and water, or it could be blast and water or blast and fire or something like that, some sort of combination of those. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
To be fair though, it's a decent raw weapon if you're looking at just straight up raw. The Garrett Golem stuff isn't terrible.
Oh yeah, it's been my hunting horn for most of my later playthrough now.
Yeah.
I actually never got the chance to see like the notes that you can play on Hunting Horn for Garrett Golem. What are they exactly? Like,
it's attack up, Sonic Barrier, and then.
Yeah, I definitely know it's Sonic Barrier because Sonic Barrier was popping up all the time playing with him. It's like Sonic Barrier, Sonic Barrier, Sonic Barrier, Sonic Barrier. And I was like, then why are the roars still
And
hurting?
Tremors negated.
okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why? Yeah, because he does a lot of like Tremor stuff. Yeah. Yeah, no,
So-
yeah, I really, really like Garrett Golem. Like, he's surprisingly fast, and his rocket punch. Oh
Yes,
my god, his
I
rocket
love
punch is
where he
insane.
punches the
Yeah,
ground.
he just goes, "Phew," and he flies in the air, and then he just comes down with his water fist and smashes you. Oh, he's so fun.
He's rocket jumping.
Also, in keeping with that, can you see what his hunting horn looks like?
A drum.
Oh my god, yes.
A
it's
drum
like
and the thing on the sides. Can you see the thing on the sides?
Yes, it's little fists. It's kind of like
Little fists.
I don't know why, but it gives off like those vibes of like those crank up monkey toys with the cymbals and stuff like that, just going. Psh. Yeah, that's what it has me think of for a minute there.
Yeah, it's a good monster. It's up there. It's not my favorite. My favorite new monster is not that.
Okay.
So we are going to talk about my favorite new monster. Now though, which is Espinus.
Okay.
Espinus is stellar. Now I'll say new as a new to United States. People who played Frontier and got to have Espinus. I've been hyping up Espinus since I heard about it. I love it. It is such a fun fight. It is really cool that like it doesn't get like it's hard. All of its body parts are hard until it's enraged. Like that makes it a very interesting fight because it's like you want it to be enraged. Agitator is a perfect skill that's on it. Now I'm not wearing any Espinus anymore, but we also have the new skill for Ray on the armor, which is you boost attack and affinity if a monster is blighted, any elemental blight, paralyzed, slept, or poisoned.
Yeah, I really like that skill. I think it was actually a Frontier skill that was really, really popular when people were wearing Espinass armor and stuff like that. I think it was actually quite meta.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remembered a lot of people talking about how they would deliberately run poison weapons, so then that way they could keep that damage up as long as they possibly could. Because if you used anything else, it wouldn't last very long.
Fire beetle, like the beetles, I find them everywhere on the map now. I just go get the beetles, like I go get spear birds and beetles, and I just threw beetles and fight the whole time with beetles.
Yeah.
That being said, Foray is the first skill I am going to drop when I start rebuilding some stuff. But it's good. But I prefer Charge Master much over it because I want to do more elemental. The Foray more pushes you on the ailment side. It doesn't really help with the elemental stuff as much, but it does. It does give you more damage. Period. So, and you can get incidental ailments and that kind of stuff too. And Chance plays Lightbow Gun and he poisons and paralyzes stuff all the time. So, right now it's not a problem. But until I get a better charm, I've got Foray.
Oh, God. Oh, darn it. I just thought of this just now. I was wondering, well, since Charge Master affects elements, what's it going to be like with Bow? Because it charges in order for it to be able to do, like, levels. Yeah, exactly. Like, so does it get affected by Charge Master?
Yeah,
oh, my God.
Yeah, it would.
Oh no! Bow is even more broken than it's ever been before.
Bow is looking good in Rise, and it's got better in Sunbreak.
There's also a mighty bow jewel again too. So
yeah.
Oh.
And it's a 2 slot. It's a 2 slot or a 1 slot. It's very low. Or no, it's a
Really?
4. Sorry, it's a 4.
It's a 4, I'm pretty sure.
It
Yeah.
has to be. It would have to be a 4 because it's such an insanely good skill.
No,
There's
you're
no
right,
way
it's a
that they would
4.
let it be a 2 or a 1.
Sorry,
Oh my
I was.
God.
It's just one, but you only need 1 pip of it. Was what throwing me off. Like you don't need to have levels of it.
Yeah,
Um,
you need 1 point. Yeah.
So Garrett Golem, amazing monster. Espinus, amazing monster. I'm so happy we got it. I'm so glad to fight it. I like that it poisons you at times. The fireball is hilarious. The poison fire blight paralysis is just hilarious. It's not as dangerous as I expected this monster to be more dangerous. It just isn't. I don't feel it's a very dangerous monster. I still feel Aurora is more dangerous, but
Yeah.
It would be if the paralysis lasted a little bit longer
right
off of the fireball, because it's like, what, like 3 to 4, maybe 5 seconds of effect?
Yeah, it's
and
not
then you're
long.
back up.
Yeah, it's super short.
I
The
think-
poison's short. The fire blite's short. Everything's shorter about it.
I think they deliberately nerfed it so in that way it wasn't as insane as what it might have been in Frontier. I never actually got a chance to play Frontier,
Well,
but
Yeah.
and Frontier in general is just absolutely just batshit crazy. So I think they wanted to probably make it a little bit more fair to the players, in baseline
I'm
games.
fully expecting the Afflicted Espinus to be wild.
There is
I
no
can
afflicted
imagine.
Espinus. It is not a thing.
It's probably coming. It's probably coming, and when it does, oh
yeah,
my God, people are gonna
So
lose their shit.
remember, we were trying to figure out what special monsters was when they talked about them, like in the updates. I'm pretty sure the afflicted are the special monsters. So right
Yeah,
now, I would say the highest up you get on afflicted monsters is Magmalo. Like you don't get you don't get a lot of afflicted monsters. It only goes up.
If they give us I was gonna say, yeah, if they give us afflicted elders, that's probably gonna be maybe a little bit above what I can handle.
Yeah, yeah, they're pretty rough. Like, I would say the toughest fight for me right now is the afflicted Aurora Somnicamp. Like, that one is super tough. Like, I actually have more problems carding than I do with the MR100 monster. Which we've already said is scorned, Magmalo. It was easy to figure out. Like, once you get Rajang, once you get Furious Rajang and you look at the weapon tree, you're like, there's literally a blast weapon, and a dragon weapon that hasn't upgraded. And the dragon weapon, because it was already in Rise, you're just like, Valstrax tree. There's something under the Valstrax tree I haven't seen yet. I wonder which one it is. Is it 70 or 100? Which means we already know about Scorned Magmalo from the trailers. So
yes,
it's one or the other. So, like, and yeah, it was just, I don't want to harp on that too much. I'm just saying, like, things got predictable once you got far through the game.
Could you imagine an afflicted red glow Valstrax?
Oh,
don't
that sounds
want to.
awful.
Because it being faster is just not fun.
You start the quest, carded.
Oh, I couldn't imagine like a Crimson Glow Valstrax actually having like the speed
it has
of Generation's Ultimate Valstrax.
Yeah,
that's too fast.
Yeah, Valstrax is already fast. It's yeah, Crimson Glow is rough. So we have.
It's just a vibrating red haze the whole time.
Yeah, it's just this big red blob that you see on your screen. Oh yeah, this is afflicted Crimson Glow Valstrax. After it's fully charged up, just this big red ball of light.
So then, I will say we have, probably Lunastra to talk about, and Lunastra, love it for a werewolf. Love the transformation like effect. Love the standing up on 2 legs. Such a fun fight. Chauncey has said several times that he loves the fight, and he loves that the first time they played together, one of our friends playing with us, not Ace, it wasn't Ace, wasn't taking the fight seriously, and was like, "Oh no, everything's too easy. Like I'm not gonna upgrade my armor or anything." Like you've heard people do that. They're like, "Yeah, this is too easy."
Yeah.
So he does the Wolverine like jump forward and slash to the sides. One shots this dude immediately. So good. I find it interesting. He is one of the few monsters that doesn't have a tail cut. He has a tail break that also has a mantle. Not many monsters have a mantle and not a tail cut.
Oh, that's interesting.
So he's one of the few that do.
Also like how it does the attack where it just fingers together and like goes.
Yeah,
to,
just tries
like,
to stab you with his ice claws. He's just like, yeah, and he slides across the ground. Yeah.
He's literally Saberwolf. That's what he is. Like from like freaking Killer Instincts.
If you look at Maximilian, dude has a VOD of his stream where he fought Lunastra for the first time, like a little repeat. He does like little like compilations of like highlights of the stream, and his like Lunastra fight. He's like, it's Saberwolf. It's just Saberwolf. Like, I like it. It's an amazing. Like like I said, I love all the monsters that came back, and the new ones too. Then we got Gormagala. Gormagala returning is amazing. A lot of people were hyped for it. I will say it's harder to cut his tail. His tail is much harder to reach now. It used to be somewhat hard because the cloak would cover it up, and then you'd break the cloak, and it's like there. Conversely, it's infinitely easier to break his feelers. I have so many feelers, it's not funny. Like, it still does the same mechanic, if you remember Morgue, where you have to sort of get them to pop out to hurt them, but they break so much quicker than knocking him out of his, like, super mode. It is so much quicker.
And it's both at once instead of one at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, now, that makes things easier.
It's interesting, too, because he now has a head break and a feelers break. And you do the head break when the feelers aren't out. And you can't do anything but feeler damage except when those are out. So you have to break the head, and then you have to break the feelers. Or break the feelers, and then let it unrage, and then break the head. So it's interesting in that aspect. And it's harder to break the wing arms, and not in because they're up above. It's like breaking a back. It's harder to break backs for a lot of weapons, unless you're Insect Glaive.
Yeah.
Then that's all you break. And the tail. You get like the back and the tail.
Shigaros do break one at a time though, so that at least is maintained.
Yeah. And Shagaru, amazing fight. I know you were excited to see at Morgue. The new Dragon Beam is pretty good. It does the Plesiath swipe. So where it tracks you forward and back, it does the left to right Plesiath swipe where it reels you up and looks down. So it's just like, oh, it gave it a Plesiath attack. That's interesting. So and then there's the straight beam, which a lot of monsters have. Shagaru is super good. Shagaru I feel is an easier fight than he used to be. But I think that's just general because it's Rise. Right? Rise is just easier.
Yeah. Rise has like so much mobility, and the fact that you're able to customize like not just your armor sets but like your weapons playstyle. Yeah, it's a much easier game, and I think it focuses more around fun than it actually does any of the other games, except for maybe Generations and Generations Ultimate. Those games, oh my god, yeah, there's a lot of customization in that game, and that's why that was my candy store. But
yeah. So then, Seregios is super good. I will say this is the most frantic Seregios has ever been. Like, it is hard to keep up with him. And it was, like, he was a frantic monster in Generations and for Ultimate. He's worse. he is much worse. And
he's good, but he's just so. To me, he's just so annoying because he constantly just does that.
he's constantly moving.
One leg in front of the other dive
Yes.
towards you.
Yeah, he dive.
It's
Like,
just that
yeah.
so much.
Now, the cool thing is, and I love this about him, he has the problem that Oda Garen had in World. He's so frantic and he's so hard. You're like, oh my gosh, where am I going to land a hit? And you start landing hits every once in a while. Then you break something. And then you break something else. And he just crumbles. And he's just like Oda Garen in that aspect. Where Oda Garen was just like, you break the first claw and you're done. The fight's won. Like, Oda Garen's lost. You broke something. And that's the way kind of Egregious ends up being. Because he has new fall downs. He didn't used to fall down when you broke his wings. He'd just be like, ow, my wing. Now he's just like, oh, gosh. Like, and you can break the claws again. You can break the feet again. Like, they took that away in Generations, I believe. So now you can break his feet. So you can break his horn, his wings, his feet, and his tail. And I was like, yes, this is a lot of breaks. I love it. So when you kill him, he just starts falling apart. It's just like, just wail on him. But yeah, before that point, he's super frantic. Also, no Afflicted on this one because I'm pretty sure people would just delete their saves. Like, I don't know what she would have to do.
He'd just go for a swoop. And the game would crash.
Yeah.
It would probably just go full reverse flash on everybody. It's just like gold with like red lightning everywhere. It's just like maybe a little too fast, maybe a little too much.
It's literally like the "you are already dead" meme. It's just literally that. He's just just already behind you. I'm trying to think of some other monsters that were here because it's not a ton. What else did we get back?
Oh, let me see. Yeah, what else did we get back? You know, that's actually a really good question. I think that's pretty much almost all of them covered out. Let me see. Daimyo Hermitor, Shogun Senator. Let me see. We got the subspecies for Somnicamp.
Magmadron, yeah.
Magmatron, Bishatin, and then then we got the returning Gore and Shag, Sergios, Astalos, yes.
Astalos. So he...
Pyre Rock Nakadaki.
And Pyre.
Yeah, Pyre Rock.
I think these are the last two before we start talking about, like, endgame boss.
The big boys.
Post-endgame. So, I will say that... so let's start with Astalos. He is... They gave him, in comparison to other monsters, a lot more unblockable attacks. So his horn lightning is unblockable. His ball lightning,
the Bolt Reaver move.
Yes, he has. Base already had it, but Bolt Reaver has it better. Yeah, obviously. So that's actually much smaller. He works the same way he did in Generations Ultimate, where you hit the parts and they sort of unlightning, and it sort of slows him down. He didn't get a lot of new moves. There's not really any I can think of. It's just the lightning where he shoots a ball out and it kind of goes zigzag. The smaller lightning pillars. That's a bit different, I remember that. But it's not new.
He got some new looks though.
He got some new looks.
His wings
shimmer
crazy.
His pearlescent wings, they're insanely good looking.
Yeah, he's such a fun fight. He always has been, but he's pretty much the same fight. In fact, I think they more so took away some moves than gave him moves. So I'm like, I almost wonder if they were worried that he was going to be too tough, and that's what they did. But I don't know. He's still a super fun fight. I have no complaints about him. He's got similar skills than what he used to, for what I remember. I think he's got some crit element on him, stuff like that.
He definitely has chain crit, which I think was his big signature back then.
He definitely has chain crit too. So it's good. It's just good. Then Pyre Rock Kadaki. I didn't. This doesn't feel like a super different fight at first, but then it does. It's like, oh, it's the same. Break the webs, right? But then, like, it's harder to cut her webs. First of all, second of all, most of the time she's shooting multiple webs, and you're not just shooting one. So you can't just like.
And then she's quickly sending explosions down the line too.
Right, and then.
Oh yeah, she uses the webs like fuses, and then she uses her little pyracnoids or whatever there are. Or what are they called? They're like.
Yeah, I think it's pyracnoids. I think it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, pyracnoids, whatever they are. Yeah, yeah. It just sends them down the line, and it's like TNT just blowing up. That is such a cool mechanic. I love that she utilizes her
down the line.
Oh my
I will
God,
say,
yes.
So Pyre is a fun fight. I like Rachna, of course. I mean, Ace, it's your favorite. So, but I do like the.
She also got
horns.
horns.
Yeah, she got
too.
devil horns now, which is very weird. Like what? I guess.
I think
And then she also backs up too.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of doing the charge forward and swoop so much, she backs up with the rear a lot.
Yeah, and her head, much like the Weevil, like her head actually uses it a lot more freely. So you'll actually, when she does the backup thing, she picks her head up and turns it over backwards to look where she's charging with her butt. It's just like, whoa. It's a very interesting fight. I will say, I like how the giant egg sac that she builds and the sort of like there's like the covered phase and then there's the uncovered with the egg sac phase that Rachna has. She has the same thing, but hers all looks all molten and fiery, and it's just like, oh, okay, I don't want to get hit by that.
Yeah.
It's.
Although I do wish that, similar to Nurse Scylla, they had some wall and or ceiling attacks to them, because they are arachnids, so they should be able to go on the walls and the ceilings too.
Rachna,
in the volcanic caverns,
Rachna uses the ceiling a lot more. I've had in Master Rank she does use the ceiling more. I don't remember if Pyre does. I don't think I've seen Pyre do it, but a lot of times I haven't fought a lot. I think of the new monsters, I think I probably fought Pyre the least, because no one's ever had to farm her. It's very weird. She appears very late. Rachna Kadaki appears very late in low rank, if you're playing the game. So it kind of implies it's a higher rank monster. But in Master Rank, she appears not super early, but if you're looking at like sort of like the high-end armors, it's the first one of the high-end armors. So like... So the moment... Because, you know, like Rarity 9 and then 10, right? She's the first Rarity 9 armor. And that doesn't necessarily mean she's the weakest, but they kind of... It's like... It's weird. I would say that Pyre Rachna Kadaki is the closest to its counterpart as far as like skills and everything else, even moveset, except for the the back shovel thing it does with its butt. And, there's different moves and stuff, but like this one,
the part where she decides, hey, you like what you see, I'm gonna come in and twerk on you a little harder,
yeah.
Girl's got junk in the trunk. Those childbearing hips. No wonder she's got all those kids. Oh boy, woo! And she's hot.
Oh,
maybe a little too hot. I'm burning. Too hot.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yes. So Pyre, I enjoy Pyre, but I think I don't know. There's something weird about Pyre. They didn't give her a lot of priority. I feel like they didn't spotlight her enough or give her enough to work with. You know what I mean? As far as armor goes.
They given none of the arachnids and insects
ever do
the love they deserve.
No, you're right.
I think it would have been really cool if she could like spin you up with the webs, but like it would have like the same function as like Gogmazios's like oil breath attack or whatever, where like it actually spins you up or whatever. She still has the line attached to you, and then she could send a fuse down and then blow you up with that. That would be pretty cool. I don't know if she even like has like blast powder or anything like that, which I feel like they could have capitalized on that. I think that would have been really, really cool if she had like more blast.
Yeah.
I will be right back.
Okay. So yeah, so Pyre and then Ocelos, and then I guess we're to the end boss at this point. If you're going through progression,
Yes.
we'll wait on Ace for that. So what's your
Yeah.
newest favorite skill, Morgue, while he's gone?
Oh boy!
I already said mine.
I haven't
Charge
really
Master.
gotten. Yeah, I think Charge Master is probably one of my top favorites because now it actually it makes using elements on like those harder hitting but slower attacking weapons a lot more relevant.
A lot more
which
potent.
which was something that I was really excited about. And on top of that, like the fact that they've changed some of the movesets for a lot of those slower hitting attacks, like I think Greatsword gets like some faster attacking combos.
It's got like
Yeah,
it's got
I
this
like that.
crazy combo system. Now I don't use that. I have it on my switch skill, which I don't use switch skills I don't use the scrolls very often.
Yeah.
In fact, there's an award for switching so many times that you get, and I got it by standing there and switching in place forever because I don't use it that much.
Oh my god! Really?
Yeah, because
I like to use because actually. Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, it doesn't count as like a new skill, but I think Evade Extender is probably my all-time new favorite, like passive skill that doesn't do damage or anything like that. And
Sure.
the reason why I say that is because it affects everything that I do with Hammer in so many ways, especially when I'm like alternating between the two different like Hammer charge styles. Like if you do like the standard and then you go into like the alternative, which I'm typically right now I'm using Courage more than anything else. And then if you go back into yellow from blue, you do like a little front hop, and then you automatically go into max charge for the yellow. You automatically get to level 3. When you have Evade Extender, you go from a little skip to a massive leap forward. So if you're out of dodge with the monster and you don't want to waste that time catching up to it and charging your hammer, you literally can just go blue, and then you just go right up to the monster at yellow, and you can go Impact Crater right into that. And in conjunction with Fast Charge, oh, it's so good. Or sorry, with Charge Master, yeah, it's really good. I keep wanting to call Charge Master Fast Charge. I don't know why.
Fast
Probably
charge
because
is
I
the
also use
gems
Focus.
For focus, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And if you do the switch skill swap and you do the little evasion dodge on top of that, Evade Extender also affects that as well. It evades the distance that you can jump.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, when you're repositioning or you're getting out of dodge or you're trying to close the distance between you and the monster while you're switching skills around, oh, it is fantastic. It's so good for melee weapons and like for being able to close distances, and for far range weapons, I can see that being like really good for being able to like get out of dodge, being able to evade.
Yeah.
I think maybe my second favorite, and I haven't gotten it yet, but I've seen what it can do, redirection.
Yes, I've seen this. I don't like I don't like to do the skill swap. I don't like to do that, but I see the if there was a build where I cared to use multiple things, I see where this is awesome.
Yeah, like if you can, and also the fact that if you get redirection up to the maximum 2 levels, I think that's what it is. If you're able to get it up that high, you can use it kind of like an adept role in Generations and Generations Ultimate, where you literally take no damage, and it also speeds up the rate at which you can charge up your wire bugs again.
Yep.
So, yeah, if you're under pressure and you need your wire bugs charged up so you can use more silk binds, or silk moves, you can literally just like put in redirection. You could probably use it in conjunction with, I think, Wirebug Whisperer, but I mean, like, it's probably less investment too. Like, how many slots is redirection for the decoration? I'm not quite sure.
I really
don't. If it's 2, then it would be in direct contention with Wirebug Whisperer. But if it's like 3 or 4, you could still technically utilize it. in your sets. I would have to ask somebody who's gotten farther into the game to let me know.
I'd have to go
and then
grab
I
my
can
Switch
do
to
some-
see.
Yeah, yeah. Oh god, yeah. But theory crafting in this game is going to be so fun. Probably the most fun that I've had in the long while. And I've spent like hundreds, if not thousands, of hours playing Generations Ultimate, just doing theory crafting with people because it is just that fun.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my god! And now that we've got all these new skills to play with, they've updated the buffet table. It is. Oh, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
I don't blame you. So, we were saying that the final boss is the last one, but I just thought of something. We didn't talk about Malzeno.
That's true. Yeah, we haven't talked about the Elder Dragon where it's Morbid time yet.
It's it's the flagship, and we didn't talk about it. So
Save the best for last, I guess. You know.
So flagship monster Malzeno. I didn't hear anything you said.
I said save the best for last.
Sideways top.
Yeah, I said save the best for last, right?
Yeah. No, I was talking
It's
about Ace.
Morbid time.
Yeah, Morbid time. So obviously, Morgue, you haven't fought this yet. Ace, you have. I am wearing, and I will never take off both the chest and the waist of this monster.
For Blood Right, eh?
Blood Right.
Fair enough.
Part Breaker. Now you know me. Part Breaker, #1 priority skill in Monster Hunter. Period. Second, stun immunity, because I just can't stand it. But Blood Right is so good. When you're fighting an afflicted monster and you're afflicted with blood, because Malzeno does this too.
Yeah.
You get this debuff, right? That's like taking away your health, but you can hit the monster and get your health back. If you're hitting a broken part with Blood Right, you're getting health back. If you're a great sword, you do a true charge slash, you go from like half to full. Like, it is insanely good. The fight itself.
I might have to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I might have to try that out with my hunting horn then.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Slapping for damage.
Yeah. I just realized that like a lot of these new skills are actually like validating the use of some of these other minor skills that other people don't really think about. They overlook them an awful lot. Like, for example, Part Breaker in conjunction with the new skill Blood Right now makes Part Breaker a lot more valid to use, because if you're able to break parts much more quickly, like much more efficiently, you can utilize Blood Right that much sooner, because now you can get health back from those broken parts, because it specifically says that you only get health back from broken parts. So if you have Part Breaker on your sets, you're guaranteed to break parts on the monster.
Oh yeah,
if you wail on it long enough.
Between just the chest and the waist, Morgue, you get Part Breaker 2, Blood Right 3. So.
Whoa!
So. Done.
Oh my god.
Done. I have Rathalos helmet for the other piece of Part Breaker and some attack and crit boost, and it's good.
Oh.
So.
Oh, they put crit boost on the Rathalos armor.
I think it's crit boost. I'd have to go look. I think I have. It's one level of crit boost. I think I have. So.
Okay. Yeah. That's really good. Oh, I'm so happy that they did that for Rathalos, because I remember that being like an essential on Silver Rathalos armor. I don't know if Silver Rathalos is coming back. He might if they add more rare species.
We're getting the tower back, so I think it's a strong possibility.
I mean, I want Molten Tigrex 100%. Like, Molten Tigrex was that was Bay right there. Like, he's my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, please bring Molten Tigrex back, and I want him in all his glory. He was giant. Oh, and the blast, and oh man, he had such really good skills too. Oh, please, Capcom, do it for me. Oh, all you have to do is just make him bigger and give him 2 stages of rage and a lot of blast. That's all I'm asking. That's not that big of a change for Tigrex at all.
Okay. So Malzeno, Elder Dragon, Really awesome, really good fight. He's very aggressive, and he does this move where does a circle of fire and does like a spirit bomb down in the middle of it, of like blood stuff. It's so dangerous. Like, it's one of the more dangerous attacks. He does a lot of like, and he does this thing with like, he has like a scorpion tail where he hits the ground and shoves his tail forward, hits the ground and shoves his tail forward, and he's got like these little pinchers, like 3 little claws at the end of his tail, so he can like hit you. One of the coolest things is the greatsword is the 3 pinchers together in blades, so it's like a tri-blade. I love it.
Oh, that's so cool.
See, here's the weird thing, though. In the demo, absolutely clocked me out with that a couple times. I have very rarely encountered his spirit bomb in the actual game, though, which is weird.
First and second fight, I encountered it. Anything else? The thing is, if he's winning, he's doing that, right? Like, if you're just knocking him senseless, he's not going to be able to pull it off. Like,
gotcha.
I won't say he's an easy fight, but he's not too difficult, I will say. He's very cool monster. I very much enjoy the aesthetic. I very much enjoy the armor. My whole aesthetic right now is just layered armor, the full set, like straight up. I am just straight up layered Malzeno.
I do like the aesthetic of his armor. The whole Count Dracula Knight thing going on is actually really, really cool.
Yes, yeah, the Vampire Knight is very, very cool aesthetic. It's interesting. He's another dragon element, because we don't get a ton of those sometimes. Like, we have a lot of dragon element, but like, I don't know. It's interesting because like, he's super weak to dragon, and he gives you a lot of dragon. So like, once you beat him a couple times, you go at him with his own gear, you're gonna have a good time. Like, I like when you cut his tail, it's just one of the prongs of his tail. So like, nothing changes, it just comes off one of the little blades. So just like Magnamalo. Just like one of the prongs come off. It's a cool fight. I do like the vampire cloak himself on the wings and teleport.
That's spooky.
It is spooky. When you're first fighting him, it's very like, oh no, but it's actually just a fast movement. You can actually see him move, but it's just super quick. It just looks like a teleport if you're not paying attention. So like, it doesn't really break that level into fantasy quite yet. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't it's not pure fantasy yet, but it's getting close.
Well, the thing is that I've seen people slow down the frames to actually like analyze it, and I honestly thought that he was teleporting. But I mean, like, if he's not, then yeah, that's really fast. Holy crap!
You won't see him. What you see is his red smoke go forward, kind of like a vampire who turns into a cloud of bats. You won't see him. Or mist,
yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of mists forward, so it's not really teleporting, right? But he is turning into something else, at least visually.
Malzeno is actually Lady Dimitrescu.
No.
So
I'll tell you what he is. I'll tell you what he is. He's an early caster. He just decided to pick up Misty Step really early in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, so have you guys seen the NCH production of the demo, Malzeno?
Oh, I did. It's so funny.
I don't think I have.
So you have to. I'm not spoiling it.
It's just his pin attack. NCH does it so much justice. It is so funny.
Yep.
The pin attack. We started I don't want to spoil it for Ace before he watches it, but
he needs to see it.
Every time that happens, we say something. It's something time, and it's so fun. It's such a fun move. I really like the fight. I like when it enrages. Like, it's such a good fight. I don't think it's... I don't know. In my opinion, it's a better flagship than most flagships.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got really good vibes about this one. I deliberately avoided the demo because I would have probably kept fighting it until I finally beat it, and then I would have had the same experience with it as I did Magmalo, where I felt it was very anticlimactic. In that the normal fight is a hell of a lot easier than the demo. It always is.
Yes, that is true. Having fought the demo one, I did not beat the demo one, but I didn't rack my brain to try to do that like I did with Magnum Hollow either.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Are you watching it, Ace? Is that what you're doing?
No, I've got a needy lap cat
Gotcha.
who is also so enthralled with the pets that she felt she had to also bite me at one point.
Oh. So yeah, so Malzeno. So now, the final boss monster. We got to talk about him. And this sparked a very interesting conversation between Chauncey and I. So I want to see how you guys feel. Geismagorn.
Yeah. Oh.
This monster is the closest monster I have seen to a Cantor in a long time. He fights a lot like a Cantor. And we haven't seen him since, obviously we saw him in Generations Ultimate, but like, he was a Gen 2 monster up until Generations Ultimate. Like, he didn't come back. Like, I don't think he was in... Was he in 4?
He was in 4 Ultimate from what I remembered. He was really hard though.
He and Yukenlos were.
You're right.
I specifically remember because of my modded quest that I somehow stumbled into where we were in Black Tar Dragon's arena, Gogmazios' arena, and we fought a tiny Akantor and Yukenlos, both about the size of like a Kezu or smaller.
Oh my god.
And then like the reward I think was like 8 million Zenny or something like that. Something crazy like that per person.
I remember you talking about this one, yeah. So anyways, Geismagorn is a wonderful fight. Like, I really enjoyed... You know how, like, Safi Jiva, you went down levels, down levels, down levels? So each phase you beat, you go down another level with Geismagorn until you're to the bottom. The funniest thing... So the cutscene there, he gets hit with not 1, not 2, but 3 Dragonators. And then, during the fight, you can call down the Dragonators. And it's like, literally like 6 Dragonators come from the sky and just like pierce the heavens into this thing. And it's just so good. It's an interesting fight. So like, I've fought it 3 times now. And I just, maybe 4. Anyways, I had to, I'm doing the completionist route. So in order to get all the scrolls, you have to fight everything 10 times and win. So I eventually will be fighting this more. But the first phase, he's kind of slow. He's doing a lot of slow attacks. But he does this thing where he sucks in a bunch of air, and these rocks pop up, and you basically gotta stand behind the rocks so you don't get sucked in. But if you're at the tail, like I usually am, trying to take off the tail, he just like, whoop, right to the mouth. And you can't get away. It's gonna blow up. You're gonna get a lot of damage. But the cool thing is, as you're fighting him, you're knocking off these red crystals. They kind of look like Ruby Basarius crystals. And the more crystals sitting on the ground, the more they blow up in his face when he sucks things in. So, like, the more breaking you're doing, which, hey, part breaker, all right? So, I this is a super fun fight. It's this weird, it's got these giant front arms and these tiny little arms, like, mid arms, and then these, like, literally, like, turtle flaps for back legs. Like, they're, like, giant, small and skinny, weird hand-feet thing. They're, like...
You know what they're kind of like? They're kind of like crocodiles' legs.
Yeah.
Because it's like
shorter,
hip,
but yeah.
And then thigh, and then like long. I don't know how you describe it as like like long, like claw, like appendages.
For me, he's kind of got like a blend between Gogmazios and Jinboren, because he's got that 2 front sets of like workable limbs, and then he's got like the 2 vestigial limbs towards the back by his tail.
Sure.
That don't really do much. Um,
I
and
like
he does
that
a lot of
yeah.
lasering and blasts too.
Yeah.
So I actually really enjoy this fight, and I like that there's a part where he's trying to climb up and he does a super attack if you don't stop him. That's really fun. He's got
the
this
Gatling guns.
Yeah,
that part's pretty fun.
That's a fun part. I have never failed to cut off his tail. Like immediately in phase 2, first hit on the tail, it comes off because I'm focusing on the tail in phase 1 the whole time, and then phase 2, I hit the tail, pop off. So like, it's been super fun to do that. I've only ever fought with Greatsword because I've been playing around with Lance every once in a while because Lance got some new stuff that I was really excited about. So. But I don't think I want to do it with Lance yet. I'm more comfortable with Greatsword. But it's a really fun fight. I got his mantle the first fight, so I haven't needed anything else. Like I immediately was able to make his weapon. I was just like, oh cool, this is awesome. I don't really enjoy the weapon too much because I don't like negative affinity, and it's hefty raw, but it's also hefty negative affinity. I think it's negative 25%, I think, of what I remember. So, like, it's pretty rough.
Does it come with any specific elements or, like, status elements?
Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a decent amount of dragon. It's not a lot. I will say the Malzeno sword has more dragon. But, yeah. It's just got negative affinity. There seems to be... At least in the great swords, and I noticed this in the lances too, you have elements with negative affinity, no affinity, a couple options depending on sharpness of no affinity, and then you have a higher affinity weapon. And then that's kind of the formula Lance and Greatsword both take. And his is definitely in the element of negative affinity, high raw. Like negative affinity, high raw, and middling element. I will say Greatsword has 2 amazing elemental Greatswords now though, like as far as like over 100 element.
Oh my god.
So number 2 runner up on highest element for Greatsword, the G rank Narwa All Mother.
Oh, yeah. The Narwhal weapons. They're really, really good in this game. I heard that they've got a ton of element.
Yeah, 104. All right? 104
Wow.
element. Number 1 element. The frozen tuna, all fully upgraded.
Yeah.
Of course it would have the most...
118 ice.
Wow. Holy crap.
But that can make quick work of any Rajang issues you might be having in your local area.
I did use it against Furious. Straight up. Our first fight against Furious. I did use the fish. So
that just brings me to like a very Looney Tunes visual of just slapping a monkey with the fish.
Yeah, pretty much. So back to Geismagorm. I think Geismagorm is not my favorite, but one of my favorite endgame boss fights. Period. Like it's so fun and so. Like, it reminds me of a Cantor. Like it reminds me so much of a Cantor. Easier, right? Because a Cantor was really tough, but like just the scale of it. This is like bringing me back to like old school Monster Hunter. His tail even looks like a Cantor's with the 3 little hook claws at the end and the very wide scales.
Yeah.
Like it was such a great fight. Now I will say he's my second favorite next to Dire Morales for endgame bosses. But
yeah, I would have liked to have been able to fight Dire Morales again. Like, yeah, like even just thinking about him, I'm kind of like speechless as, yeah.
Yeah, it's an awesome.
I remember you guys sort of had a laugh at me because I told you guys when I was playing through it, and the castle area started to crumble for like a split second. I was like, "Oh, are we getting to Carcos?" And then I remembered the trailer, and I was like, "Oh no, it's not Carcos."
Mm-hmm.
because we had like a solid arm of something reaching up, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
that's right. We can't have what we want.
Well, I mean,
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with Guys McGorm over Nikarkos. Like,
No, he's definitely
I
cool.
think-
He reminds me of like you said, a Cantor, but also the Stranger Things Demogorgon.
yeah,
But then it got like a Dyson vacuum stuck down its throat.
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's got like the sarcastic fringe head fish frills, so when it opens its mouth,
Yeah.
it just goes, "Wah!"
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this monster. He's again, Espinus is my favorite. Sunbreak monster, but this one's up there. Like, I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try to convince my brother to do more hunting of it today, because we've been doing a lot of.
I mean,
we've been
I'm up for it. I could use a break from solo
we have,
afflicted monsters.
because of what we're doing with the other room, we have to stay out. He's actually out there right now in the living room. I think he's
Mhm.
still watching anime, but I think he's out there because we have to make sure basically the room doesn't catch fire, because we are setting it to whatever 100 and something degrees. So
Yeah.
we do have to keep an eye on it. So that's why we were not online all day. I mean, I don't want to be after we're done with the podcast, I'm going to be out of this room, go back in the living room where it's cooler and it's not hot. It's much better right now, especially with this fan going, which I'm going to have to edit out in the audio. Hopefully it doesn't distort my voice too much, but
I haven't heard anything wrong with the audio, so I think it's okay.
I can see it. I can see it appearing on the audio because I have the Audacity up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what happens when I record down here, because we have a dehumidifier,
Yeah.
which I usually turn off, because if I don't turn it off, it definitely shows up on the feedback.
Yeah. So Morgue, I know you haven't got to fight Guys McGorm yet, but you'll have a blast when you do. I'm sure of it.
I'm excited.
So then,
In more ways than one.
It's gonna be a blast. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
I've seen the fireworks show that he puts on display, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Furious makes a comeback. I will say I was more scared of Furious to begin with, and then I started fighting it. I'm like, okay, he's not that tough. He does get the rock throw back, though. That was the one thing I was really happy about. He pulls up a giant rock and just chucks it at you. Like, I'm like, yeah, we finally got it back.
Finally. Does he have the triple sonic bounce?
No, he does not.
Oh.
He does not.
But he does have the ground electric veins.
Yeah, he
that
does have the
explode.
ground electric veins, but he doesn't do the Blonga ball. He does not.
That's too bad. I was hoping that he would at least be able to do the triple bounce like he used to do, where he just goes bang, bang, bang. It's the most, oh god, like that move scares the ever-living shit out of me. Although,
Yeah, I think it's.
if
Go ahead.
he had Apex Rajang's like big rock throw, oh, take it to the next level, baby. That's where the real fun would be. Oh my god.
It's that big.
Capcom.
It's that big. It is.
Really?
It's huge.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to it then.
There is such a small window to dodge it. It's actually, but it's not that damaging. Is the difference? It's just like,
Oh,
I
was hoping that it would be.
It'll do damage. You'd have to have armor. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's not a one-hit kill. You know, if you're not running the best defense or something, like it's not. So
Yeah.
so Furious.
Rajang might actually make up for it.
We'll see down the road. Right now, no Afflicted Rajang.
Yeah.
So then we have then right after Rajang, you have Valstrax, and the new Valstrax. He got some more moves where he's a lot more aerial. Kind of reminds me of the original Valstrax, a little bit more.
Oh, good.
He's a lot more Harrier jet than just straight up F-15. So he'll do a lot more moves that you got to watch out for. He's carded me quite a bit, actually. I don't think we've failed on him yet, but we did have a couple feints. There's not much to say. If you fought Crimson Glow, It's not super different. There's like I said, it hovers a little bit more, and he's got a couple new moves, but that's about it.
So is it just normal Velocidrome then, or
No, it's Crimson Glow. It's just a master rank Crimson Glow.
Gotcha.
He does do one thing different, and the beam, the wing beam that he does, he will fire up, and then he'll immediately do it again and track. So he'll actually follow you with it.
Ooh.
Once you figure it out, though, it's just like Magmalo, where he does the tail thing twice. You just know to dodge it twice.
I was gonna say it'd be a lot more interesting if they had changed it from the sort of cylindrical blast that he does to just a bunch of spread out lines of it. I think.
Oh, like dragon lasers! Now that would be cool. Like where he just kind of uses his fingers, kind of like Char's Golem. Now that'd be cool.
So he does this, right? And then he, like, you know, like when you put your thumb into like over a faucet of water and it sprays, he just crinks it in and it just out wide. That'd be really cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be actually really awesome if it came out in like a cone rather than a cylinder. Now that'd be sick.
I like that idea, Ace, but that's not what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I like to think about different ways that monsters can fight and interact and with the ecosystem and just like with their parts and stuff like that. And I think that would definitely be cool for them to play around with Valstrax's body, because he's like a malleable dragon from what they say, because he's able to, you know, switch his wings forward and backwards because his bones and his skin is so malleable. So I think it'd be cool if they were able to do that, but I mean, might be limited with what they can program in without the game just crashing because, you know, there are however many laser lines going across the screen at once.
So many particle effects.
He was Oh, you know how Savage Devil Joe is like able to like put down like a permanent mist of like dragon energy like in Iceborne? What if Crimson Glow Valstrax was able to do that, where he was able to create like these area pitfalls or whatever and like zone you out in certain spots, and then like he limits the amount of movement and that you're able to do without you getting like dragon blighted or taking like consistent damage from him? That'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
That would make it a lot scarier a fight.
I agree. And then finally, the super spoiler, the MR100 Scorned Magmalo. Purple, super stripy baby. Super purple, stripy baby. So, the arm blades are obviously more prominent if you've seen the trailer.
Purple people eater, or whatever the full quote is.
I will say he's a lot harder to break parts. Whereas, you know, normal Magmalo, I can get the tail easily, I get the head, and then the blade arms, and sometimes the back. I've never broken the back on this one. Also, he looks like he's on roids in comparison to the other one. Like, his head is just that much smaller than his shoulders. Like, it's just... Like...
Nice.
It's just... It's insane. He's so bulked up.
So, like, those caricature ones of, like, celebrities.
Oh my god.
Tiny head and just, like, super
I'm
buff,
not kidding
buff
you.
Bodies.
I'm not kidding you. If I'm playing with a greatsword, I very rarely hit the head. I end up hitting some sort of meat between the head and the leg, like all the time. Like his shoulders are thick. Like,
would you say that this cat has skipped leg day?
Yeah, very much.
Is
so.
he essentially like a sideways pyramid? Or like a pair laying down sideways.
I'm not kidding. He kind of looks like that. He's pretty buff in the front. He's got a lot more moves like that. This is the one I said that Chance and I have triple carded, and I triple carded the first time. It was just me. Like, I just died, because it's very difficult to dodge if you don't know what's going on. So you know the super attack that Magmalo does, where he roars and he runs out in a circle and jumps up and dives, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's so dangerous. That is his opener. That's what he starts with. He just like immediately starts that, and you're like, what? No, you're not supposed to do that yet. No. He also
This ain't your grandfather's.
right.
Okay, so base Magnamalo, he's kind of, he's trying to work out his tuition fees, he's still in college, but scoring Magnamalo, he's finished his graduate.
And he's got a lot
he
of
had
school
scholarships, and yeah, he came back from college, but they had a gym. So basically, he's got the knowledge and he's got the firepower behind it. So he's willing to take the risks and do whatever he needs to just kick ass.
Yeah, it's a rough fight. Now we've done it 4 times or 5 times, I think, maybe 6, because we were looking for his super rare item, his mantle, essentially, and both of us got 2. I got 2 in one quest, and the next quest he got 2.
Wow.
So, but also, he's crown huntable, so I have to crown hunt this thing. Yeah, which I'm thankful. I'm thankful I crown hunted Valstrax in high rank. I am thankful. But this one, no, it's just me. It's a super. I don't want to spoil a lot of the moves for people, even though we spoiled the monster. There's some insane moves that you're just like, I guess I'm dead. I guess I die now. And that's kind of what happened to me. But since then, I've carded once or twice since that triple cart, since I sort of learned what's going on.
Just the meme dog, except you're being blown back through the air into a wall. This is fine.
Yeah.
What the dog doing? Nice, kicking my ass.
So I will say he's a very strong monster, and it actually feels like it's worth the climb to MR 100. So like I said, I had a lot of negativity about the raw. Like it felt like we had a lot of monsters we missed. I felt like we should add some more, but overall, what we got is stellar. I have no complaints with any monster we got. So Morgue, switch skills. How do you feel about the new scroll system? Because I'm not using it at all. Period. Like I don't have any feel. Both my lance and greatsword build, I set all my switch skills to a certain one, and I stick with it. So
I'm gonna be honest. With the amount of different playstyles that Hammer can have, and the fact that you don't have to worry about having a specific like skill set or loadout that you have to like change into like before a battle, depending on like what kind of monster you're going to have to fight and what kind of approach you'll have to take to the fight. The fact that they've allowed me to be able to just freely adapt to a hunt and then change my playstyle so in that way I can compensate for a monster's moveset is phenomenal. I love it. And the fact that now I can like alternate between 2 different styles of play, it allows me to be able to choose like one style that goes for intense amounts of damage, but I'm not moving very quickly, to one where I'm doing consistent damage while staying mobile. And what's really awesome is that with some of the new Silkbind, like with some of the new switch skills that Hammer got, one of them being that the spinning bludgeon, the level 3 charge where you spin around in a circle, you basically go full carousel, and then you do the golf swing. They've allowed you to be able to change that so that immediately after a golf swing, you can switch over into blue hammer mode, but this is specific to Courage Style Hammer. So Courage Style Hammer has it so that whenever you're attacking a monster and you use the blue style Courage Hammer, what you do is you charge up, but you're charging up specific levels, like specific level attacks. So how would I describe it? If you were using like blue standard, what you would do is you would just charge your attack and then you'd try and do the maximum amount of damage with the big finisher. With Courage, you attack in stages. So what happens is you charge, you do a level 1 attack, and then if you charge back again quick enough in succession, you can charge that up and then go into a level 2. And then you can charge that up further into a level 3. So what happens is that you're creating rapid succession attacks with the Courage Hammer, which is very different from like the standard blue.
Yeah.
With the new Golf Swing Bludgeon attack, you can immediately jump into blue with a maxed out charge level 1 attack, which takes ages for you to be able to charge up if you're just trying to go into, if you start with blue and you're just going for a standard charge up. Because they've changed the way that I can play that, I can immediately go from a golf swing into maxed out blue, smash, maxed out a level 2, smash, maxed out level 3, smash, and then I can go charge blue, switch back into yellow, max charge, golf swing, boom, max level 1 blue, bam, and it just repeats that cycle over and over again. If you wanted to take it a further, like a step further than that, what you could do is you could go into infinite golf swings by going blue, switch immediately into yellow, boom, 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 golf swing, switch back into blue, switch into yellow, and then go back into the golf swing again. But the awesome thing about this is, because I have Evade Extender, what it does is, with that new switch skill, when you're switching into blue, you do a hop back. And if you have Evade Extender, you can leap immediately out of the vicinity of the monster, so if there's an attack coming at you, you will immediately jump backwards the direction that you're facing. So you can change your positioning so that you'll do a golf swing in one direction or any one that you want, and then you can readjust, go into a max blue out of harm's way. So it's kind of a difficult play style to get used to, and it's a hard, like it's a different mindset from what I'm used to doing, but it's really, really, really strong. Oh my god, it's so strong. And it feels like it's very, very fast paced. It's excellent. Oh my god, like I've never used Courage before. I honestly thought that it was hot trash. Now it is my primary play style because it's just that good with the new switch skill. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, I very much enjoy some of the new stuff. Like, I like the new Greatsword slash combo where you can spin with it and it actually does a lot more elemental damage. I don't use it, and I don't use it very often. It's on my so I start with red. Everyone starts with the red scroll. It's on my blue scroll, but I don't use that very often. I've played around with it and I like the idea of it, but I'm so much more comfortable. They just literally buffed everything I was using. Like everything across the board in Greatsword got buffed. They took my favorite jump, bounce, and then slam down. They took that from 2 wire bugs down to 1 and buffed the damage. So I'm just like,
god, that's...
I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm
great.
never not using this. And people were like, yeah, but Charge Slash Counter did so much more damage. I'm like, sure, but can you bounce off the Mario like Mario and then like bounce off the monster like Mario and cut off its tail as it's running underneath you? No. I will never switch.
It's basically Helmbreaker, but on a greatsword is what it is. You just jump at the monster, you kick off of it, you go in the air, and you slash down on it. But it's cooler because it's not longsword.
Well, here's the thing. And my friend didn't know this. He's like, oh, yeah, you just do the slam down. It does a bunch of hits. Like, I get that. And I'm like, no. You charge it. You can charge it in the air with the X. So you just do a whole nother charge, and then I do a round slash, because round slash keeps your charge level. So that charge master comes into effect twice now, because I didn't have to charge it. It stays as a level 3. And I go into a full strong, like the end over end slash, like right after it. Like I'm set. Like and I can spam it now. If you have 3 wire bugs, I can continuously do it. There's nothing stopping me.
Because it charges that quickly, eh?
Yes.
Oh, that is so good. That is awesome. They've basically made it so that suboptimal play styles from the past are actually now relevant. That is so good, because for me, it used to be spinning bludgeon, golf swing into the big bang finisher, which was, it was very stagnant, and you were stuck in one spot, and you just had to pray that the monster didn't move out of the way.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I can actually keep up with it. It's so good.
So Ace, obviously you really like the hunting horn after hit. Is there anything else you're doing or switch skills or anything that's really improved because of Sunbreak?
I haven't toyed around too much with the other skills.
Sure.
Like I said, I've gone with I've swapped from the one wire bug use that pulls you forward and you do a little swing around dance that ends with you doing one
spinning that little
explosive
drum
melody.
Yeah.
Well, that's the performance.
Oh, sorry.
I've changed it to where your one use flips you up in the air, so you do like an uppercut with it, and then you do a sound off when you land. So that puts an after effect on all your hits, so it leaves like sort of in the air in that spot, like essentially like a explosive note.
Yeah.
I guess I would call it. So like when I go into the dance, I don't even wait for the little yellow gauge to fill up. I just go and do one note of each, and then I just spam that a lot throughout the fights. And because I have part breaker, slugger, chain crit, critical boosts 3, all that sort of stuff, I'm breaking parts, staggering, stunning, knocking out monsters pretty regularly. And just the other day I did the I'm not sure how much the NPCs actually assist during the hunts, but I was able to do the Daimyo Hermitar and Shogun Sienitar with Hinoa and Minato in around 11 minutes. So that's
pretty good.
About that's like 5.5 per crab.
Yeah,
that's pretty solid.
I will say there's a thing for Lance. I don't know if you guys looked at it. I've been using it, but there's recently been an Eric's video about it, sort of showcasing what the Lance can do. And
I saw that just today.
I love it. So like I was kind of like, I like Lance, but I was using that skill, but I wasn't using it to the level that he talked about. So what you can do now with Lance is you got this advanced shield guard. Now you remember how you go like poke, 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 back hop, poke, 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 back hop, poke, 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 right? Like that was Lance, right? Now you can do poke, 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 shield charge for KO damage, poke, 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 shield charge, poke, 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 shield charge. Like it's just insane. So I tried it out on an Afflicted kazoo, right? Just do I need Afflicted blood. I just was doing it, just farming something. I was doing really well. Like he does, like, because you're blocking and I have guard up too, right? So like I can block anything it throws at me. Nothing's gonna hurt. So I really enjoy how the Lance got more aggressive. Like I can just be straight up aggressive with the Lance now. And the drill, like the pierce the heavens drill attack, I like that too. I like anything that you just slam down on the monster, which is why I probably should go back to Hammer and try it out again. But I'm so stuck on. I played nothing but Greatsword and Rise, and I'm through the game. I've done every quest. I've done everything in Sunbreak already. Now I haven't got all the awards because it's like kill X amount of monsters. Like the last award is kill 1,000 master rank monsters. I haven't got there yet. That's too much.
Oh my god!
I'm getting there, but I've already passed the 500 mark. I'm working on the 1,000, and 100 afflicted. But I'm literally 4 awards on your guild card from being 100% complete on Sunbreak.
Wow!
Right now,
I need to
and it's
get back into.
2 of them's crown hunting though, so it's gonna be a bit.
Yeah, I need to get back into Insect Glaive and make a set for that, and because they
I want to
also
see the
included
bug. I want to see the
Morgue
bug
insects.
throw. Yeah. Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah, because there's Bilbo Bricks is back, which in 4 Ultimate was like the ultimate one that you go for.
Yeah.
And I
Oh
actually,
yeah.
back in the day when I was getting back into Monster Hunter on 3DS playing 4 Ultimate, I definitely relied on Eric's video
Oh,
around
yeah.
the Insect Glaive and how to properly level up your Kinsect without
He's still an
notching it
amazing.
into one hole.
He still does
and getting
amazing
stuck.
content for people to learn, and every time.
Yeah.
Eric's is awesome, dude. He's also really nice. He's been on the show a couple times.
Yeah, he is. One day I will have a beard just like him.
Working on it. I'm almost there.
Yep, working it. Yep. I don't know how he keeps it in such good condition, and he must meticulously trim that thing to just perfection.
I'll do what apparently former Game Grumps employee Matt Watson did, and put Rogaine on my
Oh my
chin.
god, dude, that stuff is kind of sketchy. I mean, I bought Rogaine and I was thinking about using it, and then I checked some of the side effects, and it actually makes you shed your weaker hairs. Like it removes like the weaker hair follicles, and then it causes the stronger, more coarser, thicker hair to actually stay. So it doesn't like fix male pattern baldness, but what it does is it like helps your hair to actually fill out a lot better. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I might be able to achieve, greatness like what Alex is doing.
I think I'm doing pretty good. Like it's not.
Yeah,
it's a little more.
Yeah,
wiry.
you got a pretty good beard there. Yeah. No. I think you've got something there. Yeah.
I'll work on it.
Just like all it needs is a good amount of brushing, some combing, a little bit of trimming here and there, and then just stimulate the follicles. Get them really going.
Well,
takes work.
So the last thing I want to mention specifically is the follow requests, and I think the follow requests are really awesome because here's what they did. They said, "Remember Village? Scrap that. Follow requests are now your single player content. You get to play with NPCs and learn about them, and actually have backstories and interactions with each other. Granted, if you do the same followers with you all the time on some of so there's specific follow requests where you have like specific people, and then there's like ones where you can choose who you go with. And if you do enough of the specific ones, you can unlock them with the choice ones. And the choice ones are all the ones you've done specifically. Now you can do it with other people if you like them more. And I kid you not, 100% I will always use Dame Fiore. She is so
He's good.
Then the Admiral, because the Admiral has wide range on his set. They have their own armor sets, their own weapons.
Gallius.
Yeah. And every time Dame is like, not every time, but one of the voice lines is like, "Hey, we have that report to give to the Capitol." He's like focused on the mission. Like he's like, "I don't want to do the report." Kind of like it's just funny to see the interactions. You can have like if you take Luchica with you, like Fiore and Luchica have different interactions. The same with other people. Now, if you take two people who don't really relate to each other, they're just like generic voice lines. They don't really say much. But it's kind of cool to see the different interactions between the characters. I love that this replaced single player content. Like this is amazing. And now I've always been like, I like Village. I like doing Village, but like it adds so much more flavor and story to Village than ever before. And I will say, I don't want to get into the story tonight because I feel like Monster Hunter isn't normally about the story. I will say that I personally enjoyed this story just as much as I enjoyed Rise, which is okay. It's not the best. But I don't want to go in and review the story because, again, I don't think that's something all three of us care about too much in this game. As a yes or no, it doesn't affect the game at all, in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I will say that follower quests are the answer to my prayers in me saying, why are we stuck with this useless, pathetic excuse for a human being that we call the handler? Finally, we have somebody that I can actually call a team member. Somebody who
Yes,
doesn't
and
just say, we're a team,
they
we're a team,
hunt
and then sits at the
with
camp
you.
and eats steaks.
They hunt
Yes.
with you.
Just
That I
I would
wanted.
just say it makes the world feel a lot more lived in because, I mean, even
Oh, yeah.
in the Fatalis storyline in Iceborne, Aiden, or the Ace Cadet,
Yeah.
He didn't really do all that much in the story fight, except for like using his bow gun and going
Giving
to
you
the cannons a
just
few
a life
times,
here and there.
and then he doesn't die, and then you fight Fatalis the rest by yourself.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I felt like his heavy bowgun damage was almost negligible because he was using Wyvern Heart the whole time, and his hit zones for ranged attack weapons are just absolute garbage. So of
Yeah.
course they would make him do
And
Wyvern
from
Heart
what
the
I
whole
remember,
time.
he didn't really move around a lot either.
Nope.
Whereas like in this, they'll actually like completely like ditch you for a second to go and mount up on a monster.
Yeah, hold
and
on a
bring it into
second.
the fight.
And if you ever watched them on the map, they literally just teleport to the monster. It's just like, I'll be right back. They're like, boop, just teleport, which is funny to me. Like, it's just a game thing.
I think it's great. It's so good. That my first impression when like Fiorine comes in with like a Barioth and just comes in and helps me fight off the Garrett Golem the first time. I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. I have somebody who's actually helping me.
It also leads to other hijinks, and I have to find it and post it.
Mm-hmm.
I clipped it because Fiorine went and grabbed a monster during one of these fights, and she's like, "Sorry, I took so long." Boop! Right into a pitfall trap.
Yes, yeah, you told me about that.
Lost it right away before she even did any. Before she did any damage to the monster.
And she set the trap, is what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like oftentimes I'm not setting the trap until the monster is blue because I don't usually interrupt the fight with the traps. I'm just focused on
the fighting. Yeah.
Whereas they'll put down traps pretty frequently.
Yeah, I like that they do stuff like that. Like they're AI, of course, but they feel useful. Like they do things.
Yeah. More often than not, I felt like I was actually like playing the game with somebody online, like with the way that they play. It's just that you're playing without mics or anything like that. So like they'll just go and do their thing, thinking that they're doing the best that they can, given you're not communicating with each other. And that's often how I felt with some of these hunts. So like whenever they put down a trap, I'll let them, I'll lure the monster into it, and then I'll just like smash it up with impact craters or try and KO it in the trap so it stays in the trap longer. But yeah, no, like I think that this was a phenomenal replacement for like the whole concept of like having a handler, and it also replaces the rampages significantly better because now you're not having to drudge through these very long tower defense matches.
Yeah.
And like even like as I was saying before, like I think the last podcast that I mentioned this, when I got my girlfriend's brother into Rise and bought him Sunbreak because I wanted him to experience the full game, and when we got to the point where he had to worry about the urgence where he was doing rampage quests, I was thinking about whether or not I should actually have to explain the mechanics of rampages or not. And then I decided, well, he only has 2 that he has to deal with. I think I'm just going to let him blast through this part of the game. We're going to get to master rank, and then we're going to have him like get into like the real good fights, like the stuff that is actually the real meat of like this totally awesome video game sandwich that we've got.
So
and yeah.
We're about 2.5 hours into the episode, so I think we need to wrap it up. So, So Ace, what are your final thoughts? How is the initial experience for Sunbreak for you?
Oh, it's a blast, and like with every entry in the game, it's probably my favorite in the series so far.
Okay, Morgue.
Well, I mean, there's no real way of saying this without hurting other people's feelings. But you know what? Fuck Rise. Fuck Iceborne. This is the real shit. This is the Gen 5 game I was looking for this whole time. It fixes every issue that I've ever had with any Gen 5 game. Like, the fact that I have like so much mobility, I don't have to worry about pins. I can literally run up the walls without having to use the wire bugs after this, after Sunbreak came in. I like there's actual use for the monsters. The fact that you can actually ride around them and use them to attack other monsters is really fun. It's not necessary now in Sunbreak. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Being an issue, you can just continue to wail away on it. Exactly. You can just wail on the monster.
And I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, they turned it off.
It's an option now, and the fact that you can choose the Monster Hunter language as your native language, and then you could have subtitles all the way through. Love it. Mm-hmm. The fact that they've made it so that now like your offline quests actually have usable NPCs that are actually full functioning and they're helpful. And like the characters actually have more meaning to them. They have names.
Here's the cool thing.
They have names.
You can fight everything. Every monster is available.
And your leader isn't wondering, where's my Dragonator? Gallius comes in, he whips out like 9 million of these fucking things, and there's the commander creaming his pants, probably has pornography books featuring how many of these Dragonators Gallius has. Like, I swear, between Atal-Ka and Gallius, I bet you, like, the commander would have a heyday. And that's another thing is, what is the commander's name? What is the admiral's name? Like, what is the name to half of these people? Like, they don't even have names. They're not relevant.
Admiral
the story is
Gallius.
half-baked. It's garbage.
I actually know his name because I actually use him.
Oh, no. I'm talking about, like, the commander from World.
I don't know his name.
We don't know what his name is. Nobody knows his name. But we know all the names of the characters that we're, actively going on hunts with and doing requests for and, like, actually talking and spending time with, getting quests from them, not getting, nagged and badgered about, having to do the next quest in story or whatever, on repeat. Mm-hmm. Like a certain character that I'm familiar with. This game is phenomenal by comparison. I couldn't praise it enough. This is what I wanted from a Gen 5 game.
So,
and to all those haters out there, they don't know what they're missing.
Yeah, no, it's stellar. I will say for me, I had a solid 100% game of the year that was going to be very hard to knock down. And this one took it. Like, here's the thing. I loved Rise. Rise was amazing for me. I really liked it. It was my favorite Monster Hunter. This is now my favorite Monster Hunter again. However, I had a better #1 game of the year last year. I had something that was over Rise. That game that was supposed to be better than Rise this year is not better than Sunbreak.
No, it blows everything else out of the water.
Sunbreak is so good, and I can't wait.
It is.
I cannot wait till we get the other stuff. Now, we started this off pretty negative about like I wanted more monsters. Here's all the monsters they left behind. It frustrates me, but that's why I wanted to start that, because I wanted to get the negativity out of the way. It's not a perfect game. I will say this: it's not perfect, but I don't think any game can be perfect. This is awesome. So
it's not perfect, but it is an excellent piece of work. Capcom, well done. You did it. You did. It's not the quantity, but it is quality. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I believe that quality trumps quantity. If you fill a game with a whole bunch of meaningless, useless monsters that you're never going to hunt ever again, you're only going to go through them once, then whatever. But this game, it's actually worth hunting every monster more than once, because they all have something that they bring to the table. They're all really good. They all have unique designs to all their weapons and all their armor, unique skills.
Oh yeah, Chauncey wants to craft every armor. I'm like, okay. I guess we're doing this. Like, I'm helping him farm for it. I've helped. He's helped me crown hunt. I guess I'm gonna help him with this.
Yeah.
So yeah. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to follow along in the Discord. Follow along on Twitter at Hunters Hub Pod on Twitter. Also here on Twitch. If you're just listening, we record these live on Saturday nights around 9 p.m. Eastern time. Around, because I don't think we've ever started on time, but it's just the way we are, I guess. So
It happens.
be also if you want to follow Ace on Twitter, it's at Ace Badger Gaming. I've been putting up a lot of clips of stuff I've been doing. I had a really funny clip where I cut off a Magmadron's tail and it got stuck in the wall and couldn't figure out what to do, so it was glitching. I've got that up there. I've got a couple cool tail cuts. I got my new favorite phrase is from the top ropes. So like I do that to a master rank Valstrax and cut off its tail. Like I just come flying off from this high off distance and just slam down on the tail and cut it off with the greatsword. Yeah, there's all sorts of fun stuff. I took a screenshot of the fact that I got two. I was helping Pan hunt Rathalos. I got a mantle from the tail carve. I got 2 of those quest rewards and 2 rubies from Rathalos.
Oh my god!
And I was like, "Hey Pan, I got him."
Nice.
And she got 1 too, but it was funny for me to get 3 mantles in one quest. I also put up a video of me carving a Narga mantle and then 2 large wyvern stones right after that. Like it was just. It's a lot of fun, a lot of Monster Hunter content. But next week we're gonna have Sasha back from her Monster Hunter vacation, as I call it, and we're gonna have a wildcard episode, and then it's still up in the air whether we're doing a 5th wildcard episode this month or not, because I don't know if we're going to Tennessee, because other family stuff going on, and mom and dad are still in Vegas, and we don't know. I mean, we know when they're coming back, but we don't know if we're still going to this Tennessee trip here in 2 weeks. So, yeah, I don't know. Vacation stuff is crazy. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And be sure to hit us up and join us next week. Laters.
Until next time.
Bye bye.
Bye. Have a good time.